The lightning was still hanging around.
So welcome to Marara Oval. Great to have your company as Palmerston just make their way out in the field already. Nightcliff are out kicking towards the Michael Long Centre, and it is the Palmerston Magpies that have a huge task in front of them. They are winless. They're none from 10, whereas Nightcliff have only dropped one game as we head into this round 11 clash. Shannon Byrne in commentary, joined by Dominic McCormack and Natasha Medbury. And Tash, yes, the feel for this game as well. I mean, the oval looks pretty good too. We were just talking about a storm, a huge one came through, but it's drained pretty well.
Yeah, I have to admit, the Oval 1 does drain very well. So did Oval 2. We went out just after it, and there was a lot of water to start with, but it drains pretty well. And even looking out there now, you can't see any patches that are still holding any water. But you just look at the teams at the moment. Look at Tigers going through their warm-up, looking fresh and hitting their targets, and Magpies have just got themselves out there now and are trying to split up to do some kicking drills now. That's also a good indication. Sometimes I try and tell my team that, you know, how you warm up is how you go into the game, and you don't want to be caught on the hop, especially against Tigers. You do not want to be playing catch-up footy.
No, and the man that kicked, I think it was 3 goals last week, Church, heavy strapping on the right leg, and yeah, the gait that when he ran out, it doesn't look so comfortable to be out there, but he is vital from what he played his part last week against St Mary's, despite the loss.
Played very well, didn't he, Broderick Church? An important player for them. Let's hope he can do something similar tonight for them. They'll certainly need it. You talk about that fitness aspect, and just to go back to it and without harping on it too much, you look at the way that the Darwin Buffaloes have improved over the last few years. You know, there was a time there where they didn't seem to do much of a pre-season. They just came out, and the theory was that they were going to get fit when the season was on. Matthew Campbell's come to the club. They've started doing their pre-season training. They've had more of that consistent unit together, I think, Tash, and you can see the difference in their team. They've made a grand final. They lost by the barest of margins in the grand final. They're a threat as a team now because they're actually a fitter team. Those glory years where Saints were playing such good football, particularly in a competition like this, one of the major differences there is because they were simply fitter than everybody. They worked harder.
And you talk about St Mary's during those times. I know that I'd go for a jog or for a ride, and the St Mary's, some of those players would actually be doing running sessions away from training. So on their non-training days, they would still get together and are doing core running drills just on their own back, because they knew the taste of winning premierships and they wanted more.
They wanted more. So much of it does come down, as I say, particularly in a competition like this. If you have a really fit team, you might come up against a team that's more skillful than you, and they might outplay you for a period of time, but when they get tired and their skills go down, you will keep going. It makes an enormous difference.
It does, and we try and say that in women's footy. There's a lot of teams that are very skillful, but if you can't run out 4 quarters, skill will only get you so far. And at the end of the day, you can work on your skills, but fitness can cost you games.
And look at this nice moment as well. Nightcliff are coming over to a player that's just getting a bit of work on his back, and instead of letting him get some actual trainer attention over on the boundary, every single player ran from their 50-metre square. They've come around the huddle. Palmerston in their huddle at the full forward. They'll be kicking towards the Michael Long centre. But, that just shows that they are aware that every person he might need treatment on the ground, but they've gone over to him on the boundary. They're going to have to run away and get to their position, but that just shows you that they're thinking about their teammates as well, as they are now about to go into their position. So the Lonigan for Palmerston has won the toss. He's elected to kick towards the Michael Long centre, but I can tell you it's the first time it doesn't actually really matter, because you have a look across the field. There are 4 flags that fly right next to the scoreboard, and I think there's only one that's briefly moving. There is no breeze out there tonight. It's going to be muggy after a huge storm today.
Yeah, it was an interesting storm, as you said as well, but it's good to see that the field has held up. I just hope that Palmerston Magpies can, like how they played last week, they did really put it to St Mary's, but you just can't play catch-up footy, and especially against Tigers, because they can kick so many goals in quick succession that you don't want to be playing catch-up footy. Just seeing where some of these guys are moving to, and we've got one of our favourites, Mullet McGregor, is back out here.
Fantastic. That is great. There he is, Marley McGregor, number 26. That's wonderful. Hasn't he played well previously?
Oh, he's
just
been
terrific.
He's been a great player this season for them through the midfield, and Brodie Philo has been absolutely on fire. Love watching his game.
Well, this is going to be interesting. Marley McGregor up in the ruck against Berry. Berry, significant height advantage, but McGregor has a good leap on him.
He does. He's got a very, very good vertical jump. So, you know, up against Jack Berry, who's been really consistent for the Magpies and winning the taps 9 times out of 10 when he plays. So it's just getting the ball out of the midfield for Palmerston that can be the worry. But they've got some real grunt players in there.
All right, well, the final match for round 11 and the final Men's Premier League for 2019. Dominic McCormack to get us underway.
Berry up against Marley McGregor. Berry with the fingernail to it initially. Diamond couldn't take it away. Now Philo out of the middle. Got the red boots on tonight. Long kick inside 50. First mark to be taken. It sure is. Nightcliff Tigers, Trent Melville, wearing the number 20 tonight, takes a mark immediately. 35 metres out from goal, left of centre, and will go back and have the first crack.
How good was that kick from Philo? It was deliberate, put it out in front for Melville. And geez, he's just a quality player, and he just has so much strength through his legs that just off one step, he can kick it 50 or 60 metres.
So Trent Melville now, crossing 50. He'll kick truly on goal, kick on its way. He likes it already. The players come to him. Nightcliff Tigers on the board already. 1 straight 6. Palmerston yet to score. We've gone 40 seconds in the first quarter.
That was just a clear possession. Jack Berry won the tap as we watch here on replay. Diamond just went without it. But look at Brodie Philo. Look at his attack on the footy. Looks up. Off 2 steps, put it out into space. There's not much as a defender could do about that. Dylan Gordon, and good hands by Trent Melville, goes back and kicks the goal.
So the leading goal kicker from last season, Melville, has got off to a clean start here, and we have just ticked over the first minute of the match. Huge sign here for Nightcliff that they are first out of the blocks. And the ball back up in the middle. Berry and McGregor to go up at it. McGregor got the first tap down to Philo. He puts it on the boot straight into the forward 50 for Palmerston again. Second entry. Ball was dropped by Winter Irvine. Players around it now. Trying to clear it out is Palmerston. They do. Big up and under into the middle of the park. And there is going to be a drop mark. Well, it's actually going to be a push in the back. Thompson was infringed, rightly so. So at the defensive side of the centre square, he goes out to the right to Diamond. Ugly ball bouncing, has to take his time. He just chips it short, goes to Emery. Emery directly underneath the scoreboard. He comes back into the centre square to Holtz Tubbs.
Looks like this is a game plan to try and switch it for the Magpies.
Holt Tubbs go back into their defensive 50, to Lonergan. Lonergan kicks it down to the middle to Diamond. He passes it back off to Holtz. Fitz, he goes long ball into the forward 50, and that was an easy mark for the Nightcliff defender out in front of Stone, and it's going to be cleared out to the left.
And they've taken it straight over the boundary line. Just did you hand it over there, Shannon? They took it straight over the boundary line.
I thought you had a nice clear passage then. And
he tried to disguise Joey Thompson. He was very lucky to get away with that. There was not a player around him, and he just walked it over. But well done to Sandy Brock. We spoke about him earlier. Got a key match-up tonight. Boundary throw in now. Berry goes up, gets it down. Good little tap away there. Bunworth tried to come away with it. Now the footy in the hands of Thomas Freeman. Inside 50. No, it's not. It's going to be out of bounds on the full. So the Tigers to take the free kick. Looks like might be Bowles there with ball in hand. Yes, there's that familiar left foot kicking style. Away go the Tigers. Through the mid. Beautifully done. Nice handball away to Eilert. Goes backwards here. Looks for a teammate there in Wilson. And the mark's been paid. Up through half forward now. On the move is Melville. Takes his second mark for the first quarter already. Signals to go long. No real target down there, so he's putting it into space here. What can the runners do, though? They don't need the runners. Well done to Palmerston. Good mark there, taken by Craig Hutchison. Switches the play now. Goes by foot to Ryan Wharf on the left. Wharf goes on the left as well and finds Riley Stone. Here's those young players.
Back inboard. Goes to the captain in Lonergan.
Oh,
Nice little touch there, Craig Hutchison.
The slips catch.
That was
one.
a wonderful catch then, indeed, in the slips. Runs away. A little bit slack there from the Tigers. Didn't really chase after him. Pops the kick up towards Berry here. Will pick up and go. Was cut off there on Bunworth by Nathan Brown. Did well. Philo goes dancing around as he is wont to do. Goes to Bowles now. Bowles over kicks it. Misses a teammate. Back of the pack finds Emery. Emery kicks long and this will work. Bunworth takes the mark. Handballs onto Keaton Holt-Tubbs. He's got a long kick if he releases now. He does release now. It's not long enough. And the mark is taken in the goal square by Jonathan Perris for the Tigers.
He goes short to the right back pocket. Still trying to get their way out of the defensive 50 Nightcliff. And there's going to be an ugly kick that's taken over the boundary.
They did
so
well
Nightcliff
then.
Tigers.
Just to hold up, they made a Nightcliff had to head to the boundary. So Palmerston just did well to push them to the boundary, and they got the boundary throw in.
McGregor and Berry just short of the defensive 50 for Palmerston. Berry wins it down. Diamond's not able to pick it up, and it's Nightcliff through the hands of Wharf. Kick there down along the ground. Oh, and a brilliant tackle. That was a brilliant tackle from McGregor. And he's dispossessed Palmerston's DeMazo. So he goes down the centre wing. McGregor, pack flies. Not able to take it in front for Nightcliff was Drogamullah. Now the ball's bouncing forward. Philo, is he going to win the foot race? Out in front, picks it up, didn't try to paddle it forward, and a great defensive effort from Emery. And Palmerston are out of trouble through Emery. And Diamond for Palmerston are not able to pick up the ball. Great tussle between
hands.
Brown and Emery. Ball still on the ground. Players not able to cleanly pick it up. Now McGregor does, Wharf does, sorry. He kicks it on the boot. Emery, he's been busy for Palmerston. Whirls around on the left. Drop mark should have been taken from Bunworth. Ball still down on the ground. Dragged in by Perry.
He tried. He tried.
It was on the right side. The umpire couldn't see it. And
Smart
dragged
play.
it in, and so there's going to be a ball up centre swing on the commentary side.
Marley wins it down. Nice pick up here for the Tigers again by Marley McGregor. Drove it in long towards Drogamullah. Didn't take it with the mark. Had the second crack at it there. Now Melville comes through strongly. Emery on him as well. Neither could pick it up cleanly. Good pressure came from Kyle Emery, and the ball's being pushed out over the boundary line. 40 metres around right forward pocket. Nightcliff in attack. McGregor saying that he's going to take the ruck. In fact, he won't be. Hugo Drogamullah to go up against Berry. 6.5 gone. 1 goal straight. Nightcliff leading Palmerston yet to score. Berry pushed underneath it by Drogamullah, but he's still got a tap down. Scrimmage. They've managed to move it forward by about 3 metres here, the Tigers. Marley McGregor trying to push his way through. He's been shoved over in the pack. He's over the footy. Out comes Palmerston. Out towards Emery. Releases by hand. It's untidy. Drogamullah, nice little tap. He gets the handball back from Wilson. Good hands, long hands. Snap on goal. Goal to Melville.
See, second, just a little bit too easy. They got caught ball watching some of the Magpie defenders. Well done to Nightcliff. They kept pushing and they managed to get the ball out of the stoppage as we watch here. Ball comes out the back. Lonergan, good tackle by Cameron Islet. Emery can't get the kick away, just the up and under hand pass. And well done, Drogamullah from Wilson. Follows up. Thought he was going to have a crack. Hand passes over the top. And Melville gets his second for the quarter. Nearly 8 minutes gone.
2 straight. Nightcliff for 12, leading Palmerston yet to score. Back in the middle with McGregor for Nightcliff up against Berry. Philo and Perry. A good match up there. Drops to Philo. He kicks a big up and under. Goes towards a forward 50. Mark drop for Palmerston. Paddled forward. Great tackle from Palmerston's Wharf. Ball still down on the ground. Wharf goes again. And good hands picked up by Price. He goes off to Winter Irvine. Kicked in by Philo. Over the back and finds Melville. Great space awareness from Philo. And a very unselfish play. And he has picked out Cameron Islet. So instead of going back and taking a shot from Melville, which was very gettable, he's just found an even better angle from Cameron Islet directly in front 35 metres out.
They love sharing the footy around Nightcliff, and you're just seeing that with that setup there. Just caught the Palmerston defenders napping, and Cameron Eilert, you don't leave him by himself anywhere.
So he's going to trot in off 5 steps directly in front, and he's made the goal umpire move, but it's snuck in on the left post, and it is a goal to Cameron Eilert, who sprints from the field, and that is Nightcliff's 3rd straight goal. 3-18, leading Palmerston yet to score, and this could be a very long day for Gordon as well.
Yeah, just no talk here. Both the Palmerston players, young players, Hughes and Patrick, and Wolf, sorry, they both got in each other's way as the ball comes out. Nightcliff, Brody Philo again. Geez, he's got a beautiful kick on him.
Weighted perfectly over the back of Gordon into the lap of
His head's gone down. He just needs to, he's a good player, and it's a good matchup back there. He just needs to stick with him.
Right, contest now. Berry wins it. Bunworth flicked it forward. The last 3 had all gone straight to Brody Philo. Not on this occasion. Palmerston win the free kick here, and that free kick goes to Thomas Freeman. Who can he pick out? He goes to Bunworth, needs to get rid of it quickly. Drives it inside, forward 50. Mishai Perry was there with an opportunity. Let it go for Alwyn Davies Senior. He couldn't take the mark. It was gettable. Maybe asking a little bit too much. The kick out now from the Nightcliff defence goes out towards the wing. And Jonty Patrick over the footy there. Need to just grab hold of it. Take possession, and now they will take possession, the Tigers. Philip Wills gets it out to Bowles on that familiar left foot, goes long down the wing. Good mark, attack the footy. Kyle Winter-Irving takes the mark beautifully there at centre wing. Now looking to steady. Kicks long, drives it low. That's a poor kick, Kyle Winter-Irving. Turnover now to the Maggies. Ball goes towards Mishai Perry, thumped away from him. It's a good thump too. It's gone 40 metres. Ryan Moo comes spinning through the pack. Goes away here to Wills. He comes to the fat side. Nice and clear out here. Nightcliff now. A little bit of confusion there as to who was going for the footy. Over the footy now, Liam Holt-Fitz. Delivers the handball backwards. Finds his teammate eventually. Lovely little chip comes up here to Ryan Moo. Couldn't take the grab. And the defender there, well done, Craig Hutchison for the Palmerston Magpies. Thumps it over the boundary line, and there'll be a boundary throw in. 50 around, right forward pocket for the Nightcliff Tigers. 3 straight 18, the Tigers. Palmerston yet to score, 11.5 gone in the first quarter.
Berry has front position, easily taps it down. Still not out of danger, Palmerston Magpies. And a great tackle, a hold for Freeman. And it was brilliantly done by Philip Wills, the captain for Nightcliff. On the right attacking side, puts him inside the forward 50 again. Ball goes over its intended target of Wilson. Cleared out now by Gordon for Palmerston, a huge up and under. Holt Tubbs slipped over, but it's gone again. Damarangi kicks it forward down the wing on the commentary side, but there is no one for Palmerston back. And an ugly kick. They get out of trouble, Palmerston. They were let off the mark there by Kickett, who kicked it back poorly out of the bounds on the foot.
Yeah, wouldn't be happy with that one, Jaden Kickett.
Thomas Freeman now kicks. Kickett had an opportunity. Couldn't get the footy. Nightcliff with ball in hand here. Bowls away to Kickett. Kickett, little chip. Finds a teammate now in form of Brad Arnold. Goes to Wilson. Does he handball, doesn't he? He's set up one of his teammates here, and Christos Gikas couldn't get the footy to him. Just overdoing it a little bit here, Natasha, the Tigers, instead of just getting the ball on.
Just that flow to start the first 6 minutes of this game. Tigers have just sort of mucking around with it a bit too much. They need to just kick it long into the 50, which is working for them.
Ball tossed back in directly in front of us in the commentary side or area of the grandstand. Ball was thumped forward in Palmerston's direction, but it's been taken over. On the bottom was Bowles, and it was taken over with a good tackle from Alwyn Davey. So the ball has progressed about 10 metres. Another boundary throw in directly in front of the Nightcliff interchange.
Oh, well done. Bad luck.
And it was at the back that Berry got a good tap. About 10 players around the ball. Arnold tries to get a handball over, only as far as Holt Tubbs. He puts it on the boot, tumbles forward. Now we're inside the centre square. Oh, keep an eye on Diamond. He's been hit off the ball. And a fair shove, but he's grabbing at his left shoulder. That does not look good for Palmerston as the ball goes forward. And it's taken easily a mark for Palmerston defensively by Kyle Emery. He kicks out to the fat side over near the scoreboard. They're on here. The ball whistle is gone, but it's been called back.
Downfield, so I reckon Dylan Gordon got rid of his opponent. after he got rid of the footy.
So the ball put back inside, and that's a wrong decision there. Melville had let out when that whistle went, and so Emery, who's doing a mountain work for Palmerston, got back to the right back pocket, and he is able to help Palmerston get out through their captain, Lonigan. Lonigan comes down to the left. Holt Tubbs takes a good mark. He walks back inside their defensive 50. Holds it up, not much to go to. Goes into the middle of the ground. Picked up.
They're on here, if they can turn and go.
Out to the right, Damarangi has a mountain of space, puts it forward, and that is going to be a push in the back going towards Thompson.
Yeah, Thompson played that really well against the experience of Kane Riley, just to get himself in front.
Handball's off to Gordon.
Oh,
Gordon, thumping kick from 60 metres, got the distance, got the carry, and out of nothing, Gordon has come up from fullback, and he has booted Palmerston's first goal of the evening.
The frustration he must have been having in the back line. He's going, let me go up there, give me the footy, and that's a fair kick in these conditions. That ball would be heavy with the wet conditions that we've had, but we just spoke about Thompson there. Did well to work himself in front. And gives the ball off here. You see, not much to kick to, so Dylan Gordon, and he's roosted that from inside the 50, inside the centre square.
That's a good 70-metre kick, and there is no breeze to speak of here. That was kicking towards the Michael Long Learning Centre, and the 4 flags opposite us are laying limp. That is a boot of a left foot.
He does have a pretty long penetrating kick, Dylan Gordon, as he's ran all the way back to fullback.
But you might be right, Natasha, that might be 3 parts frustration there, because he's had 2 goals kicked on him, and he has just kicked the first for Palmerston.
Got one back as Dylan Gordon. Berry up in the ruck contest. I thought he won that clearly, and a free kick has gone against him and goes to the smaller ruckman in Bowles. He delivers the ball beautifully. Tigers on the move here, and speaking of beautiful movement, that's a wonderful pass to Sean Wilson. That came there from the boot of Zachary Brain.
And just a quick movement, the quick movement into the forward 50s Nightcliff Tigers, that's when they look dangerous, because they're leading their opponents, and when they deliver the ball in that quickly, there's not much that you can do as a defender.
Very intelligent team, the Tigers. 2 brains in the team tonight. Zachary Brain and Jasper Brain. Sorry, I had to do it. Wilson now, right of centre, kicking from 40 metres out. He started it beautifully, and it just hung out to the left at the last moment. Goes through for the first point of the evening to the Tigers. 3-1-19, leading Palmerston 1 straight 6.
Emery comes out of the goal square, opts to go right, goes down the right side, looking for Berry, just goes over the target of the big ruckman, and it will be a throw-in just under the flags.
Cole Emery's doing well in the back line. He's a noted full forward. He loves kicking bags of goals, but it just goes to show that Palmerston Magpies just need him in the back line. And we've got Alwyn Davey, the coach, up at full forward.
So ball up. Perry just trying to push his opponent out. Gets it easily. And now it's in the lap of Nightcliff Stone. He's got an up and under. Demanji just absolutely dealt with off the ball as well. He hadn't picked it up and gathered it, so he's going to get a free kick directly under the scoreboard. Goes short, doesn't find a target. And there is 3 Nightcliff players to mop up. Eilert goes to Riley. Comes into the middle. Now out to the commentary wing, running backwards, and a great mark taken by Geekus. He's got plenty of space. Looks down to Winter Irvine. Winter Irvine with an easily outstretched mark. He's ahead of Perry. They're in the centre wing, commentary side. He goes short. Another free player there in Melville. He is a long way from the goals.
Dylan Gordon will be happy with him taking marks up on the wing.
Oh, and there was a bit of miscommunication from the Nightcliff Tigers. Winter Irvine wanted the space, but Moo ran into it, and Winter Irvine had tried to get him out, so good pressure from Palmerston.
And Adam Diamond comes straight off and went straight into the room. Just hope it's a stinger, but it didn't look good, so his left shoulder. If they're down a rotation in the midfield, that's not good signs for the Pies.
Boundary throw in now. Berry underneath it, gets it away. For a moment there, Jonty Patrick had it for the Tigers. Philo can't pick up cleanly. Now he's got it, gets a handball away. No, in fact, he'll get a high tackle. Believing it was his free kick there for a moment, Ryan Wolf, but no, it will go to Philo. Got the red boots on just so you make sure we recognise him tonight. didn't use that one very well at all. Mitch Bunworth takes the mark. 40 away from his defensive goal. Spears a pass in and finds Keaton Holt-Tubbs. He's moved pretty well tonight. Goes back by hand to Bunworth. That's an awful kick. It might work. Damarangi could not pick it up. Liam Holt-Fitz does. Goes long. Melville in good position against Emery. Just edges him out with the left shoulder. And Emery moved forward and Melville takes the mark easily. Left of centre, 45-degree angle, will kick from 40 for his third.
Just use his body size a lot better over Emery. Just keep an eye on Philo. Just looked a bit ginger after that last contest, and he comes straight to the bench after he delivered that footy into the 50 off his left. So we'll just keep an eye on him.
Melville now, the approach on goal. 3 steps, kicks on goal, and kicks a goal. There was hardly any reaction there from his teammates, but he's kicked his third. 3 goals already in this first quarter. What a start to Trent Melville. Yeah,
good start. 3 goals in the first quarter. It hasn't even finished yet. We just see that Palmerston here trying to link up, but Bunworth, geez, that's a mongrel-looking kick, isn't it? Holtz-Fitz picks it up, uses his speed, turns and delivers it in quickly again. You just see that Melville used his body against Emery. Not much you can do about that, but...
Kick was perfect, though, wasn't it?
Yep.
To the back. It was exactly where he wanted it.
There's Alwyn Davey on the sideline, the coach looking to come back on.
So 20 minutes gone here in the opening term. Nightcliff 24 leading Palmerston 6. Ball back up in the middle. Berry just thumps it forward, trying to get it out, but the ball is better and kinder to Nightcliff Wilson. He gets a looping long handball over, and there is a bit of great footwork. Has found the run. There's 2 Nightcliff players. They're lining up to pick. Got the beautiful bounce for Wills. He put it into the right forward pocket, looking for Melville, and Gordon, rightly so for Palmerston, gets high fives and praises from his teammates as he walks back to the goal square, because that was great defensive pressure.
And that's what Palmerston need to do. Get around him. Let him know that he's done a good job. They've got a lot of young players out there, but they really need to get around and encourage each other.
Boundary throw in now. Berry again wins it down. Holt-Fitz was right on the money, though. Went to pick it up. It was under pressure from Emery. Sweeping handball from Emery out to a teammate. Surely that's a free kick for a high. Riley Stone will take that. Attacked the ball then, did well. Won the free kick for his team. Deep inside defensive 50, right back pocket. Momentarily was looking to come back, but the Tigers had all the avenues cut off, and they do so again here. Holt-Fitz picks up, goes to Peris. Inside ball to Wilson, goes back to Peris. Scoots away, handball to Islet. Onto the left boot is a good one. No mark taken there. Ryan Moo, in fact, he has. He had 2 cracks at it. He's one of the shortest players out there. He jumped twice. Now he handballs off immediately to Islet. Cameron Islet. He won't be happy with that kick at all. He stands there going, what did I just deliver inside 50?
He just apologised as well to Melville. Just put his hand up and acknowledged that probably not the right thing to do. Should have put it to the top of the square.
Yep.
So Emery brings it back in for Palmerston, finds Lonergan in the left back pocket. He chips it over to Gordon, and Gordon takes a juggling mark. That was a dangerous kick. You're right, Lonergan. Now he's hobbling. So he's got up with a bit of a corky. He goes another short kick down the left wing to Hutchinson.
They're not helping each other with teammates at the moment.
He goes even shorter to Chester. Arnold for Nightcliff on the mark, directly under the commentary wing. He goes short again, and he finds Bunworth. Bunworth goes into the middle of the Marara Oval. Stone has it. Just holds it up. He's going to thump it to the other side of the centre square, attacking side, and it is going to be on the ground, not being able to be picked up eventually by DeMazo, but now Nightcliff Tigers are bringing it through the middle. Riley has it, puts it on the boot, goes into the forward 50. Bounce is not kind, a great run here, and Emery from the back is able to dispossess Holt-Fitz. They're in the right forward pocket. Palmerston for Nightcliff. Holt-Fitz picks it up, puts it on the boot, and it's going to be taken by Cameron Islet. He's going to claim the mark, but it's going to go out just on the full. He's claiming it.
He's not going to get it.
He's not going to get it, so Palmerston are going to get out of trouble here again.
Well done, Palmerston. They worked really hard in that last minute to just hold on to possession, and now they come through Lonergan to Keaton Holt-Tubbs. Gordon in back play. He is really feeling the effects of that last contest. Ball spillage here. Wharf needs to work hard. High tackle laid on Wilson. Delivers a handball away to Philo. His handball was poor. Still working here though. That's a great tackle. Well done by Ryan Wharf. Gordon in there again. Wraps up the footy. Eilert dives on him. And the umpire says, I will have it. Deep in the right forward pocket, about 2 metres away from the behind post, and he'll ball it up.
They're hanging in for this quarter time siren as it goes saved by the siren, I think.
Well, it was a right forward pocket, so you're right, they were saved, but not only just by time, they were on the hunt, the Tigers, as a final siren for the first quarter to finish. It's the Nightcliff Tigers 4-2-26, leading Palmerston 1 straight 6, so a 20-point lead at the moment, but Natasha, as you mentioned,
we're here for when the heavens open and the winds howl. We're here for when the water just won't stop. We're here for the wet and we're here for the dry. We're here because we know there's nowhere else you'd rather be.
And there's nowhere else we'd rather be either. TIO Home Insurance. We're for Territorians.
So we can feel, forever you feel, together real, together. No one can stop. No one can stop. Nothing could ever bring me down.
Mother Nature can be frighteningly predictable in the Territory this time of year. Heavy rains and damaging winds can cause significant problems and disruption, particularly if you're unprepared, while downed power lines and flash flooding can be lethal. To ensure you're ready, visit powerwater.com.au/safety or text SAFETY to 0428 323 991 for more information. Because staying safe and ready around Mother Nature should be second nature.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal clothing for all school-related activities, whether it's 50 or 500 students, we have what you need. Contact the Cricket and Football Shop NT for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Let's see. Roma, Verona?
Perhaps Barcelona.
Make your dream holiday a reality. Book your next getaway at Flight Centre with interest-free holidays and flexible repayment options.
Best in the air.
And everywhere.
Flight Centre.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience.
Dedicated sports zones.
Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice,
Come and see it.
still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store.
Now open at Casuarina Square.
Boys, we've got a real big problem. It belongs to you, it belongs to me, it belongs to everybody. I'm talking about family violence. It's time we said no more to family violence, isn't it? Yeah. Think about it.
We've all got to say no more to family violence.
No more!
Family violence is a community problem and it needs a community response from all of us, and sport is a big part of that. But we can all do our bit by being more respectful to each other. Please make this year the year we say no more to family violence.
You are one of almost 140,000 people living in an area at risk of being affected by a cyclone this wet season. In your cyclone kit, you will need a battery-operated radio and torch with spare batteries, enough food and at least 10 litres of water per person to sustain you and your family for 72 hours or more. Remember, all important documentation such as passports, photos and insurance policies should be kept in a safe and waterproof place. Be prepared this wet season. Brought to you by TIO.
They kicked 4 goals. There was a few opportunities there. Cameron Islet, which you don't see very often, kicks it across the face. Probably, you know, in hindsight, probably would have put it to the top of the square. But, you know, they're still ahead by 20 points. But the amount of ball that they had and the amount of time they had it down in their half and their 50, I would have thought that they probably would have expected a few more goals on the board. And
the other bad news too for Palmerston, it sounds like it is a bad night for rotation as well. They're down to 3 on the rotation list because Diamond picked up a shoulder injury. His arm is in a sling. He's out for the remainder of the match partway through that first quarter. And Dom, he absolutely was out of the blocks in that first quarter in those couple of opening minutes. So this is going to be a huge loss, not only in the middle, but again, always tough so early to be down a rotation.
Absolutely. Terrific player last week against St Mary's, Adam Diamond. Didn't stop trying at all. And he started this match in exactly the same fashion. So very disappointing for the Maggies.
And one of the moves that Alwyn Davey has made is put Kyle Emery on the wing here. So trying to get him into some space to be able to deliver that ball in the 50. But then in saying that and moving him there, he was so, you know, vital in the first quarter, got many touches and cleaning up in the back line. So let's see if this change works.
Dominic McCormack to get us underway second quarter.
Berry wins it away from Marley McGregor. Ball goes straight away to Brodie Philo. Gets the first kick out of the middle. On the chase, Zachary Brain up there against Ryan Wharf. They've got it here, the Tigers. Dispossessed? No. The umpire says play on after the Tigers get a handball away. Freeman, however, for the Maggies gets a kick away. Brown, the high up and under, takes the mark on the chest. Did beautifully. And now in space, Jasper Brain. Just inside from the centre wing, in the centre square, goes to Kyle Winter-Irving. Geez, a presence up there, the big man. Fires away a handball to Bowles. Wasn't really on his right side. Delivers it beautifully on the left boot. No mark taken down there by Drogamulla. Liam Holt-Fitz lays a good tackle. Handball comes out again to Brain. That's Jasper. No mark taken. Berry. They get it away on the ground. Little soccer out wide goes to Alwyn Davey Jr. from inside the defensive 50. Kicks it to the advantage here of Bunworth on centre wing. He's been run down, however, by Philip Wills. He just maintained his poise, stayed on his feet and delivered it beautifully to Brodie Philo.
Philo kicks it into the middle and he finds Zachary Brain. Zachary Brain gives it off to Winter-Irvine. He's told to go out even wider. He goes left to Bowles. Bowles goes in and finds just inside the forward 50 on the mark, out in front of Gordon for Palmerston. And Melville will line up, trying to kick his first for the second quarter.
And again, Dylan Gordon just got caught behind, but probably not enough help from his defensive 6 back there. Just not filling the holes to allow Melville to just run in and clearly take that footy.
So Melville will cross the paint of 50. He's on a 45-degree angle, coming in from the left. Strikes it on the right. It's got the distance and it's got the accuracy straight over the goal umpire's head. Didn't have to move, and that is his 4th for the night. And Melville has put Nightcliff out to a lead 5-2-32, leading Palmerston 1 goal straight. 2 minutes gone, second quarter.
So we watch on replay, just Nightcliff just poise. Just gets it out wide here, looking just to open up the fat side. And the lead here by Melville, just straight into the space. No one in front, no one blocking those holes for, you know, Dylan Gordon. Just to help as a defender, you need to block those holes.
And the 4 kicks too, there was probably, apart from Gordon, who was a metre from Melville, there was not a player within 2 metres of each player receiving it.
Beautiful kicking style, Trent Melville. Love watching him kick. He's you got a beautiful kick on him, and you just seen we were right behind that goal, and as soon as it left his boot, you knew it was going through.
Well, back in the middle now, Marley McGregor up against Berry. Berry again wins it. Bunworth got hold of it momentarily. Got it away to a teammate in Jonty Patrick. He couldn't handle cleanly. Palmerston come away with it now. Freeman. And the umpire says there was a throw. So Nightcliff on the move immediately. A handball to Philo. Gets the long kick inside 50. Charging in at it, Melville. Gets the handball away to Drogamulla. Great handball to Liam Holt-Fitz. What can he do with it? Very intelligent play. I said the Tigers were an intelligent team. They might have 2 brains in there, but they've also got Liam Holt-Fitz, and that was a wonderful kick. He went backwards and found Cameron Islet, who was all by himself.
They're always thinking the team percentage, aren't they?
Yep. That's terrific play. Liam Holt-Fitz, hats off to you. Now Cameron Isler, 10 metres in from the boundary, left forward pocket. He'll kick from 45. Kick on its way. Can he replicate Trent Melville's? No, he can't. The high flyers are up. No mark taken. And it goes through off hands for a behind.
As he just slaps his hands, Cameron Isler, he loves kicking a goal and he puts such high expectations on himself. He wouldn't have been happy with that kick.
Emery, for Palmerston. Gets it out to the back pocket. Palmerston matching up well here. Only one player for Palmerston got away, but he's dropped the ball. Now being harassed by Arnold. Arnold for Nightcliff, able to pick it up. Philo was running through, not able to get it. Now it comes out from Palmerston defensive area from Berry. Huge up and under. Oh, a couple of players claiming the mark there. That's got to be holding the ball. That's going to be a bit of confusion there for Holtz. No, for
Riley Stone. Yeah. Clearly Nathan Brown had that first. So
I thought he got it off him and he looked like he was wanting the mark, but a quick ball up at the top of the forward 50 for Nightcliff. Play on here. Philo runs through and has missed everything. He'll want that one back after the free kick. That's the downside of coming through after a free kick and coming through the pack. Everyone stopped, but it was an ugly kick off his right boot and it's missed everything.
He had a lot more time as well, so Chris Russ won't be happy with the start of this 5 minutes of this quarter. They're wasting some of their opportunities.
So Palmerston now to bring the ball back into play. No mark taken. Charging through there was Brain. That's Jasper. Nightcliff are not really handling the footy very well here at all. Dropping the possession there was Roger Morris. Gets it out now to Brad Arnold. Tumbles a punt forward, goes to Liam Holt-Fitz. He's caught high and slung to the ground, so he'll take the free kick. 5 metres in from the boundary.
Let's see how the defensive Magpies work here, just to fill these holes. Look at the leads going now.
Dylan Gordon just has to worry about one person. No one's worrying about Hugo Drogemuller. Obviously, he dropped that mark, goes in for a tackle there. Ryan Wharf did well. No, the umpire completely disagrees with me and says that Drogemuller did not have the footy.
And he didn't. He was running by himself. He just left his opponent. No one picked him up, ran into the space.
Panic setting in a little bit there for the Maggies' defence. So Drogemuller, his first opportunity here to have a shot at goal. I've been impressed with the way he's moved around the park this evening. Tash, his handballs and that have been great.
Yeah, he's looking in good condition, isn't he?
He's looking in good nick, Hugo Drogemuller. He's been up here for a few seasons now. Started off with Wanderers, of course. Played with Thunder, now with the Tigers. Gets very close to the man on the mark. The high up and under. And have they touched it? I think they may have.
Well, the umpire wasn't.
He's kicked it onto the man in the markham.
I was waiting for them to say play on there because they'd actually taken the footy away. Has it gone through or has it hit the post?
Yeah, it's one or the other.
I'm pretty sure Wharf might have tapped his hands. He was on the mark, claiming that he kicked it.
Well, for those of you that are watching it on YouTube, there's a bit of a conference here and we've got the decision to be made here. Touched on the line. And it will be a behind only here to the Tigers. So Kyle Emery takes the advantage. He grabs hold of the footy, kicks quickly. I was about to say it was a poor kick. It almost landed in the arms of Sean Wilson, but marked by Caden Holt-Tubbs. Brings a teammate into the game here. Handballs away. Long kick down towards centre half forward. Opportunity here. And a Shepherd paid and a free kick here to the Tigers in the form of Kane Riley.
Tunnelling, I think it's gone against Alwyn Davey, the coach. He's just not sure if we'll get the replay of this. I'm not sure if Kane Riley actually went a bit too early himself and as we watch here, oh no, it was Thompson. He's gone too early himself. Geez, that's play on. Magpies have been robbed a goal there.
Well, now it is in the hands of Winter Irvine. He gives a handball off under pressure and a great tackle applied. And he has been absolutely smashed. Geekus, great tackle there from Holtz-Tubbs.
He's having a bit of a good...
He's a good player.
Yeah, 3 minutes here.
Defensive side of the commentary wing. He goes down, though. Numbers aren't favouring Palmerston, and it's going to be mopped up. Nightcliff, big up and under, goes back to Holtz-Tubbs. That was probably not the best option from Bowles. Now Palmerston trying to get out of trouble. It's Brain. Zachary Brain. Handball goes back to a Palmerston player, still on the western wing. Ugly passage of play now, and the ball has just beaten everybody over the boundary with the bounce. And it's going to be a ball up in front of the Palmerston dugout.
Puts his body on the line every week, Nathan Brown, when he pulls on the black and gold.
Boundary throw in now right in front of our commentary position. 34 plays 6. The Tigers in the lead at the 9-minute mark. Jack Berry maintained his footing. Good handball here for Palmerston. Who'll come through and pick it up? Bunworth does. Goes on the left foot. Long. Thompson. Damarangi. Damarangi did well. Created a contest. Church kept his body over the footy. Tapped it backwards. Unfortunately for him, Peris picked it up. Got it away to Philo. There's a fight on behind play. Moo picks up the footy. Goes by hand. Gordon taps it back to the advantage of a teammate for a moment. Now he goes back in and picks up the footy again. Umpire lets the play go here. Handball comes to Jonty Patrick. Back to Gordon. They know he can kick 70. He's kicked that one only 55 and put it onto the chest of a teammate there in Joseph Thompson. Good play by Palmerston.
He's just slowed it down here, Thompson. This will be right on his distance. He doesn't look confident, but he slowed it down and allowed the Tigers defenders to flood back here.
So Thompson, as Natasha said, I don't know who he's waiting for. Jack Berry perhaps getting into position. He's gone with the low drop punt. There's 3 onto 1, and one of the 3 wins out. A mark taken by Bowles. Chips it sideways and goes to Cameron Islet.
In the left back pocket, the Nightcliff Tigers trying to get out of their defensive area. They now opt to go over to the right. It's Brown who has it. He has a mountain of space. Goes out to Riley. Takes the mark easily. He chips it forward, and a drop mark that should have been taken, but it's picked up out on the outer wing for Palmerston. Ugly wobbly kick.
Worked perfectly.
Worked perfectly in the lap of Arnold. He gets an ugly kick forward. Whistle's gone.
Discipline, Magpies.
Off, and Arnold
That's a goal, isn't it? That's a goal. He's kicked it.
And that's all clear. It's going to be given.
What a goal.
So that's all been given as Arnold has been dumped off the ground. He was given a free kick. It went into the right forward pocket, an impossible angle, and
Liam Holt
fits with Ryan Moo drops the mark, but regathers. Probably Joey Thompson probably could have just gone.
And it all started with a perfect grubber from Jonathan Peris. Look at that.
Ran past everyone. Just a good build up here. Dumped after he kicked the footy, and here's Liam Holt Fitz. Look how deep in the pocket he was. That's a beautiful goal, isn't it?
I was too busy looking at Arnold, who'd been dumped after, I think it might have been Jonty Patrick that had taken him late.
Palmerston need just a little bit more from Bunworth. He's a good quality player, Bunworth, and they really need him to fire in this midfield.
Liam Holt Fitz, what a goal. The Cheney medalist, of course, from the grand final earlier this year. March of this year, when the Tigers broke their drought, Marley McGregor up high, wins that ruck contest, but only as far as Bunworth. Got it away initially, stolen by Arnold for the Tigers. He's dumped again. Palmerston player down behind play. Arnold, second free kick in a row, chips it out sideways, goes out there to Cameron Islet. Thank goodness he and Philip Wills now look a bit different, because Wills has had a haircut. Kick is a poor one. Doesn't find a teammate. Palmerston defence charging in here. Great tackle laid by Ryan Moo. Handball comes out here for the Palmerston Magpies from Chester. And a free kick given here for a throw against Thomas Freeman. The quick kick comes in, looking for the target of Melville. No mark taken. Tigers through Wilson. Picks up. Has the kick on goal, but the Palmerston Magpie defence, I think through Brock, really well positioned, and now on the move again with the mark taken out wide by Riley Stone in the right back pocket.
Stone goes forward, finds Perry. Perry's on the paint of 50, defensive 50. His mark has been chopped off for Nightcliff. His target was Thompson, but out on the left is Bowles. He spears it back inside the right forward pocket. No one's able to gather it just yet. Kicked off the ground by Stone, and that's going to be a high arm across Stone as he slipped down to the ground. So Stone for Palmerston, right back pocket.
Just needs to move it quickly here.
Zachary Brain was on the mark on the paint of 50. Stone goes down, and it's a juggling mark given to Alwyn Jr. Davey. He's on the defensive side of the centre wing. Goes down to a pack. Was looking for a player. I don't even think he was ready. And so Arnold for Nightcliff cleverly just outplays his opponent. He shorts short kick. I don't think
Jeez, that's not
Freeman
15.
was... that wasn't 15, but I don't think Moo was even looking for that kick after Davey. So it's gone back into the middle for Palmerston. Zachary Brain puts a big up and under, and it's going to be picked up by Lonigan, the captain for Palmerston. He just places the ball down on the ground. Picks out Damarangi. Damarangi drops a ball he should have taken. Philo for Nightcliff picks it up. 55 metres out. Looking for and honouring the mark of Melville. And Gordon is about 15 metres away from him. Emery for Palmerston has to stand the mark and look straight to Gordon and said, he's your player.
Yeah, Damarangi, just the turnover there was an easy mark. Just caught the Palmerston defenders on the hop there. So Melville just had a clear run at the footy. And again, they kicked it to the space of Melville to run into.
So Melville, slight angle to the left, lining up to kick his 5th goal of the evening. He just trots in off 2 steps and he's hit the post. Maybe a little too casual.
I was marking that one in. Geez, it swung late, didn't it?
And it doesn't normally swing that side
It looked like that was going to go straight into the post, but it's just snuck through, doesn't it? Geez, that was his closest one. So he's kicked his 5th. And Nightcliff 7-4-46 are leading Palmerston 1 straight 6. Their only goal for Palmerston coming in the first quarter by their defender Gordon, and it is a 40-point lead to Nightcliff. 14 minutes gone in the second quarter.
You know, I thought that hit the post.
Yeah, so did I.
I thought that I'm sort of sitting here stunned watching them run the ball back because I absolutely
thought it
for
deviated.
sure
Yeah,
thought that hit the post.
I called it.
It swung late. It looked like it was going through the middle, but then it swung late.
I am gobsmacked. That hit the post.
None of the players sort of...
No, we have to be wrong because the players are not remonstrating. I thought that definitely hit the post.
It looked like it hit the post and went... No.
Anyway, back in the middle now. Berry wins it down. Bunworth couldn't get to it because he was being held. And is that going to be called as a free kick? I think it might be. It is. I've got something right in the last 30 seconds. Handballs away. Now Palmerston, the long kick down towards Mishai Perry. Couldn't take the grab. Unable to handle it was Brown. Peris came in with a terrific handball. Got it away to Kane Riley. Long kick from him down towards Cameron Islet. Out-bodied Gordon. On the chase is Lonigan. 2 hard men there. The one that kept his footing won the footy, and that was Cameron Islet. Soccering away there was... Is it Damaso? I think it might have been Damaso. Cameron Islet put down. So there is a free kick. No, in fact, it is going here to the Palmerston Magpies in the form of Joseph Thompson. So well done, Joseph Thompson.
So they've moved him down to the back line now.
Now he looks for Dylan Gordon. Almost the mark to Cameron Islet. Just keeps his body over the footy. Was tackled. Stacks on here. What's the umpire going to do? He says, I've got no idea what's happening here, so just give it to me. And I'll ball it up here at left half forward for the Tigers. Palmerston really putting on some pressure here. 16 and a half gone, 46 plays 6. The Tigers in the lead.
So Berry just easily gets McGregor out of the way, kicks it forward down the wing over the top of Emery. He's not able to pick it up, juggles it twice, but it's Zachary Brain. It's Gearkus for Nightcliff that's not able to get it. Ball now down on the ground. Bunworth picks it up, puts a handball forward for Emery. Inside his forward 50 on the right. And it's going to stay right of the post, through for a point. That is their first score for over 20 minutes of footy played here at Marara Oval. So Nightcliff 46 leading Palmerston 1-1-7. And we have gone 18 minutes in the second quarter.
They haven't kicked a goal this quarter, Palmerston, but they've restricted Nightcliff to only 3, so they'd probably be happy if the siren went before the Nightcliff probably got another one.
Well, they're going to have an opportunity here potentially to go back inside their forward 50. Ball's down on the ground. Players aren't able to pick it up cleanly. It's Nightcliff Tigers that are going to go down through Wills. He kicks it forward, trying to take it on the second juggle was Melville. And it's going to go over the boundary on the outer side. Centre of the wing.
Joseph Thompson did really well then, that contest with Trent Melville.
That's been a good change for Palmerston so far, and it looks like Gordon's gone to Cameron Islet. So the ball tossed back up. Winter Irvine was in the ruck for Nightcliff. He won it down. Not able to be clean hands out of here. Ball bouncing around. Put on the foot by Moo. For Freeman, for Palmerston, but it's going to come through Nightcliff down the middle of the park, comes out to Bowles. He kept running, comes back inside the centre square. He takes one, he takes two, and he's gone.
Yeah, I was going to say,
way too far.
He took a few steps.
He needed another 4 steps there because he was a left footer. He can't kick on his right, so he had to wheel through.
You heard it from the crowd as well. That was a dead giveaway.
Thinking he's had a few. There's a runner for Palmerston, Mr. Tavis Perry, the
That's right.
The ex-coach of Palmerston Magpies.
Freeman here with the free kick goes to Gordon. He's at right half-back. He might think of having a shot here, Gordon.
Either that or we just try and slow it down and wait for that siren.
It's called to play on. The high up and under. Not a great kick. Jaden kick it underneath it. Didn't take the mark. Kept the footy in, did he? No, he didn't. It did go over the boundary line. There's a bit of a laugh there with Owen Davey. Been around a long time, Jaden Kickett, with the Nightcliff Tigers.
Yeah, it was good he was out for a while with an injury. And
right.
I think he played his first game back against Palmerston earlier on in the season. And I tell you what, when he got his first goal, they all got around him and congratulated him.
Good to see him in the team. The ruck contest here goes in favour of Nightcliff and Bowles. Close to the boundary line, just can't pick it up. Seeing him over there is Riley Stone. And they'll do it all over again as we see Owen Davey run back onto the ground. The unfamiliar number 33 for the Palmerston Magpies.
He didn't have much time off.
No.
It was seconds.
Down that rotation, it's really hurting them, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is. So the ball's down on the ground, not able to be picked up cleanly. Now it is through handball to Price. Price puts it forward, waiting under it. He had way too much time under it. Holt Fitz. And now it's Moo. Nice little kick forward. Picked up by Holt Fitz from the same angle he got his first one on, and he has done it again. Holt Fitz from the right forward pocket, running away from the goals. And the magician has slotted his second goal in spectacular style for Nightcliff. And that's Nightcliff 8-4-52, Palmerston 1-1-7, 20 minutes gone.
He's just so dangerous. And Ryan Moo just tips over top. Good spoil by Thompson again, but perfect front and centre. That's exactly where you need to be as a small forward when your big full forward hits the pack. And Holt Fitz kicks his second. And as soon as it left his boot, he knew that was through the goals. He was celebrating already. Jeezy's such a vital player for them. We spoke about that he won the medal for best on ground last year in the grand final, but he's lightning quick out there.
So a change made here for the Nightcliff Tigers in their ruck. Kyle Winter-Irving now to go up against Jack Berry. Big man fly. Berry wins it down. Wilson had it momentarily, couldn't grab hold of it. Now he goes back in again. Gets a quick kick out up towards half forward. On the chase now, Craig Hutchison for the Maggies. Gets hold of it. Left foot kick out. Out wide here looking for Damaso. Beaten for it for pace by Jonathan Peris, but they bring it out by way of a handball from Kyle Emery. Damaso gathers. Just needed to go the little chip there to his coach in Davey. Couldn't find him, and the footy cut off here by Kane Riley. Pops it up to Bowles, just steps around beautifully. The left footer, a nice delivery there too to Jasper Brain. Centre half forward takes the mark. What can he do here? He's got options galore. Could have gone short to Moo, went long to Melville. Now Moo front and centre, couldn't get to the footy. Dylan Gordon gets a kick away. Tigers still here in numbers. The left foot will come. Out towards Holt Fitz. Goes high, takes the mark. The little man did beautifully up in front of Chester. I didn't think he was going to be tall enough to get to the contest, and now he just plays on, goes to his captain in Philip Wills, and that is certainly a way to make sure that you're in the team for next round. Philip Wills kicks the goal, and the Tigers march on here, 9-4-58, leading the Palmerston Magpies 1-1-7 as we're about to tick into time on.
We speak about doing the team things. You've just seen there, Liam Holt Fitz has kicked 2 goals in this quarter. He could have easily have said he could go back and have a shot at that. He was entitled to, but he gives it to his captain that was all by himself. The Palmerston defence was just caught napping here.
Terrific grab too.
Yeah, the 2 hands in these conditions, but 2 late goals in the last minute or 2 here is just costly for Palmerston. As much as they're behind on the scoreboard, they would have been happy to go in at half-time, only allowing Nightcliff to kick those 3 goals in this quarter, but now it's blown out to them kicking 5.
So a bit of a hold-up in play here.
Just checking the numbers, I reckon.
Yeah, just doing the little head count, and just a reminder, last game for the season. After this, there will be a lot more whistle when there aren't the right numbers. Ball won by Berry, but only as far as Philo. He gives a no-look handball, looking for Zachary Brain. but it's going to be picked up by Bunworth. He's taken off the ball without it. But Freeman's going to play on for Palmerston. Gives it off to Emery. They're coming in the 50 through the left, Palmerston. Caught just at the back, and it's going to hit the boot of Alwyn Davey Jr. And it's going to go over in the left forward pocket.
As we've... Geez, our glass needs to be cleaned here in the commentary box. We're trying to look through the little bits of the gaps here.
I'll bring some white. What about 2020? I'll get the windows clean for you. I'll come earlier and do it myself.
We're all looking off the screen here at the moment.
I thought it was just me. These finger marks are terrible.
Left forward pocket now. Can Palmerston score a late goal? Berry wins the ruck contest, goes straight to Jaden, kick it off the right boot, hacks it away in a mark, taken there to Bunworth, releases by hand, goes to Emery. He is a goal kicker, snaps on goal. Does it have the carry? Does it ever? Kyle Emery, that's a great goal off the right boot. Palmerston kicked their second.
And we spoke about him starting in the back line the first quarter, but with no key forward up in the forward line for Palmerston, they needed to make the move. He's starting on the wing in the second quarter, but that's a brilliant goal. I don't think Bunworth thought that it was the mark because he quickly paid on. So kicks it out. The two grabs here. Hand passes, and look at Kyle Emery from the 50, if you don't mind. 49 metres out. Straight through the big sticks.
Terrific. He's received a couple of ordinary handballs, Kyle Emery, but he's made the most of it, and he certainly did on that occasion.
One of them, I reckon, tested his hamstrings, that's for sure. If it was mine, I probably would have done one.
So, ball back up in the middle. Nightcliff with a 45-point lead, moments away from the siren going. And Berry has given away a free kick, saying a push off McGregor for the ruck. In the ruck for Nightcliff.
Lucky not to give away the 50 there, Palmerston, because they had possession of the footy and they just threw it to ground instead of giving it back to the player with the free kick.
Ball out with Wilson on the right centre of wing. He goes down into the right forward pocket and just drops into the lap of Eilert. He goes forward, little kick over to Arnold, who'd kept running. And Arnold is going to have a shot on goal. 35 metres out. 45-degree angle from the right. Standing on the mark for Palmerston is DeMazo.
Until 5 minutes ago, this quarter wasn't looking the best for Nightcliff, but I tell you what, in the last 5 minutes, they've come out and kicked 4 goals. So it's...
Well, he's eaten up some time because he's actually walked back further than he is away from the goals. He's 55 metres out. He's going to come in. I don't know where he's going to kick it, but on the mark for Palmerston is DeMazo. He's standing on the mark at about... He's kicked it from 40 metres. Slight angle on the right, and it's missed everything. That was some run-up. And some, I guess...
He's trying to get the momentum behind him, I think. But look at them all get around. And this is Nightcliff. They really stood up in the last 5 minutes of that quarter to come out and ended up kicking 5 goals in that quarter when at one stage they'd only kicked 3 goals and Palmerston were able to get a goal, but just the quality by foot, you could just see the difference in the two teams. That's why one is up top and that's why one's at the bottom.
Nightcliff 9-4-58 leading Palmerston 2-1-13 at half time.
We're here for when the heavens open and the winds howl. We're here for when the water just won't stop. We're here for the wet, and we're here for the dry. We're here because we know there's nowhere else you'd rather be.
And there's nowhere else we'd rather be either. TIO Home Insurance. We're for Territorians.
Absolutely 0.
0.
Yeah, definitely.
It has to be 0.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I don't think that's asking too much.
Kilonewton centrifugal force, infrared remote control.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kennard's hire gear we get in, but also its service details, its safety checks. I don't know.
It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce. Coffee white with 1 bun with icing. No, pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
to escape, 'cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better, and I'm going far and wide. Ooh.
Great Northern Brewing Co., the beer from up here.
Boys, we've got a real big problem. It belongs to you, it belongs to me, it belongs to everybody. I'm talking about family violence. It's time we said no more to family violence, isn't it? Yeah. Think about it.
We've all got to say no more to family violence.
No more!
Family violence is a community problem and it needs a community response from all of us, and sport is a big part of that. But we can all do our bit by being more respectful to each other. Please make this year the year we say no more to family violence.
Looking for the best and brightest to join your team? At Quality People, we specialise in finding quality, hard-to-get professionals, and we have an office right here in Darwin. Kick your recruitment goals with Quality People. qualitypeople.com.au.
Now that's quality.
You are one of almost 140,000 people living in an area at risk of being affected by a cyclone this wet season. In your cyclone kit, you will need a battery-operated radio and torch with spare batteries, enough food and at least 10 litres of water per person to sustain you and your family for 72 hours or more. Remember, all important documentation such as passports, photos and insurance policies should be kept in a safe and waterproof place. Be prepared this wet season. Brought to you by TIO.
On Territory roads, anything can happen, so you need to drive to the conditions. Speeding can get you into all sorts of trouble. Dirt roads aren't just dusty. When it's hard to see, they're dangerous. At water crossings, remember, you're driving a motor car, not a boat. High water can be deep trouble.
Choosing a health fund can be tricky. Some are too big, too small, or just not right at all. But with Territory Health Fund, you can make sure your cover is the right fit.
the NTFL clubs and umpires would like to share the following events and messages and thank their sponsors.
Getting my hands on the footy and just being with my mates.
I like being outdoors. It just makes me happy. I don't like it when I get yelled at.
It's pretty embarrassing when someone's shouting at you halfway through the game.
It makes me feel like I'm useless and I can't do anything.
We're just kids.
We're just here to have fun.
Let us do what we love.
Just let kids be kids.
You go home and get your panties, I'll go home and get my panties, and away we'll go. Oh, shuffle up the buffle, shuffle up the buffalo. Oh.
Wedding or birthday is coming up? Maybe a get-together with friends and family. Waratah Clubhouse at Gardens Oval is the perfect venue for your next community function. Celebrate in the home to one of Darwin's iconic football clubs, Waratah Clubhouse.
Students from Mindarie School in Central Australia and Niu Community Daly River travel to Darwin to participate in the Michael Long Learning Leadership Centre Employment Pathways program. Here's a rundown of what they got up to.
We spent the afternoon learning from rangers who are leaders in our community who look after our country. On our second day, we explored employment pathway at CDU. At CDU, we learned about careers in health and learned new skills on how to care for sick patients. On Thursday, we will be participating in work experience at AFLNT. Today, we prepared for this by writing a CV and cover letters. We experienced an interview and had to explain why we wanted the job.
We got up so early today to go to Norfolk. We did fitness training, learned about jobs in Norfolk, and got to view lots of equipment.
In the afternoon, we visited Aboriginal broadcasting. Some of us got to go on radio, others made TV commercials.
Today we got to work at the AFLNTs. The choices were reception, media, maintenance and game development. And one group had the chance to work with Karen Sheldon Catering.
We are learning about tourism and hospitality at school. This morning we saw all the jobs available in a hotel and visited Crocodile's Cove. The crocodiles were awesome and they were heaps of people with cool jobs here too.
The thing I liked most about this week was everything.
Teaching other kids.
The Crocodile's Cove catering.
Game development because we went to Marara and teach the kids how to play footy.
Training.
I like playing games with the kids and teaching them things.
Going to Norfolk and looking at their cool equipments.
For more information, please visit the relevant club or umpire's Facebook page.
not good there, as we are not too far away from the second half getting underway. Nightcliff 53 leading the Palmerston Magpies 13, and unfortunately it is a slow trot to the bench for only 2 Palmerston Magpie players, and there is no one else on the bench for them. So they are down 2 rotations for the Nightcliff Tigers, the reigning premiers and the ladder leaders. They have a very fit and healthy looking squad and team out there now. So Damarungi takes his place on the bench alongside Hughes for Palmerston, and that is a lonely bench for Palmerston.
That's a struggle, isn't it? It really is. And you see Alwyn Davey moving towards the bench there himself.
I think if they really, really need him, he might possibly
go and stand on the field.
Yeah, I don't think. And you could see he was struggling when he was out there.
Oh, yeah.
And as a quality player and someone knowing him quite personally, he you know, likes to get the best out of himself, so he'd be hurting.
Well, it is Palmerston that are hurting on the scoreboard as well. They've only kicked 2 goals so far, and we're halfway through the footy match, the final one for round 11 as well. Nightcliff 59 leading Palmerston 2-1-13. I'm Shannon Byrne alongside Dominic McCormack and Natasha Medbury. And we are just about to get underway in the second half of this footy match. Dominic McCormack to get us for the third quarter.
Jack Berry up high against Marley the Mullet McGregor. Berry wins it down, goes to Damaso, releases by hand, picked up by Philo. The first kick will come from his left boot. A good one it is too. Up towards Liam Holt-Fitz, was shoved off the footy. Now a little chip, might have been from Alwyn Davey Jr. Goes to Damaso, kicks long down towards Emery. Got hands to it, was thumped away by Kane Riley. Falls to Kickett, who was in good position. Speaking of good position, Cameron Islet takes the mark right under our commentary position. Goes to the run of Kane Riley. He keeps on the move. Kicks long inside 50. Goes towards Melville. Can't take the mark. At the back of the pack there, Liam Holt-Fitz couldn't pick it up. Chester came through strongly. Released by hand. Goes here to Hutchison. His handball is poor. Goes to Winter Irving. Back to Islet. Back to Winter Irving. Long handball. There's that player in Brett Arnold. Now back to Kickett. Centre wing. Kyle Winter Irving on the bounce. Picks up really well. Kickett along the boundary line. Now a long kick. The high flyer was Holt-Fitz. Couldn't take the mark. Charging in here is Sandy Brock. Couldn't pick it up cleanly. Has a second crack at it and does. Up towards a teammate there in Bunworth who couldn't take the mark now. Palmerston are away. Long kick up centre wing. Mishai Perry needs to pick it up cleanly. Can't do so. Tigers, they do pick it up. Bowles just chips away. Goes here to Philo. Steps one way then the other. Tigers in the clear and they're away.
Straight down the middle of the park they go now. Finds Zachary Brain. He's dropped a mark he should have taken. Now he's on the bottom of the pack. He's got it just out in time, the umpire has said. And there is going to be a ball up in the middle of Marara, in the middle of the centre. Yeah, we were lucky probably not to get pinged for that Zachary Brain. But there is going to be the ball tossed up in the middle.
And Alwyn Davey has come on, senior. He's just limping his way down to the 50s.
So Cameron Islet zigs one way, then the other, puts it on the boot. Now inside the forward 50, out on the lead, Melville, not able to take the mark. Going to be mopped up from Palmerston through their captain, Lonigan. He comes out to the left. Winter Irvine for Nightcliff. Now it's Zachary Brain that sees it over, but the ball was just bouncing too far in front of Chester.
And the body size there, Winter Irvine against Chester, I think there's about a 50-kilo difference there.
McGregor in the ruck, up against Berry. On the forward 50, Berry just wins it out easily. Ball not being able to be picked up clearly, but it is Philo that gets it to Drogamullah. He dropped a mark that should have been taken. A few marks being dropped here by Nightcliff. Their coach won't be happy with that. Drogamullah can't pick it up cleanly. Now Holtz-Fitz is going to be taken for a throw. Palmerston are going to get out of trouble, but only as far as Zachary Brain. The man with the mullet puts it inside the forward 50. And there's going to be a free kick.
Very
I think that might...
kick.
Geez, they had the numbers there as well, Palmerston. Just didn't need to do that, Jamie Damaso, I think that's on the mark.
So the ball's going to go to, is that?
There he is, putting the shepherd on there, and that's on Zachary Brain.
So, Zachary Brain He's going to kick it on the paint of 50 directly in front. Just past it now. Kicks more from 45. Directly in front. Celebrates before it even gets to the goal square. Straight over the goal umpire's hat. And Zachary Brain picks up the 10th goal for Nightcliff. 3 minutes gone in the third quarter. Nightcliff 10-5-65 to Palmerston 2-1-13. 3 gone third quarter.
Yeah, they just put pressure on themselves. They've got Holt Fitz holding the ball here, but Chester played on quickly, and this is a poor turnover. Again, the block was put on by Dylan Gordon, and just a poor turnover, and looks straight away to the fat side, delivers it over there, and just ill-disciplined by Jamie Damaso in the end to shepherd his opponent out of the way. So Brain had a very good game, both the Brain boys.
Jasper, his brother, had kicked it towards his brother as well, so I don't know who's the brains of the family.
Oh, no, it's not good.
Okay.
It's not good. Berry up and ruck. Loses it away there to Wills. Off there to Arnold. The long kick down towards attacking 50. Target is Hugo Drogamullah in a good contest here with Sandy Brock. Drogamullah goes to ground looking for the free kick. And the umpire says, you get up, Hugo. I'm going to toss the ball in from the boundary.
Yeah, and well done to Sandy Brock. He's undersized against Hugo Drogamullah, but just did well.
Stuck at his task. Boundary throw in now. Berry up against Marley the Mullet. Berry wins it away. Tigers, however, come away by hand. Close to the boundary line. Again, Sandy Brock putting on some good pressure there. They'll do it all over again with the boundary throw in. 65 plays 13.
They need to man up around the stoppages, Palmerston. Tigers are getting the ball away too easily, so need to be body-on-body contact.
Again, the boundary throw in. Berry up against McGregor. Palmerston had it for a moment there. Bowles gets it away with that lethal left foot. Chester pushed off the footy. Drogamullah charges in, so too Liam Holt-Fitz just can't grab hold of it. And Sandy Brock there again putting on some excellent pressure for the Palmerston Magpies. Almost 6 minutes gone here in this third quarter. A little bit of a slow start, some might say. 65 plays 13, Tigers in the lead.
So left forward pocket in favour of the Nightcliff Tigers. Berry and McGregor on the paint of 50. Berry again wins it down. Taken not cleanly out. Kidney tries to pick it up. He gets a handball away to Philo. Philo puts it onto his non-preferred right. Big up and under. Taken easily by Lonigan, the captain for Palmerston. Inside the defensive 50 in the middle of the park. Looks around, a couple of leads he doesn't like. He's going to go short to Gordon.
Did well then, Dylan Gordon. Just double-backed.
Gordon goes long down the centre wing, and it's kick it for Nightcliff that read it perfectly. It just had too much of the ball from Gordon, gone over the head of Stone, and he's tried to torpedo kick it. Might now just come in favour of Nightcliff, but it's going to be picked up, and a little short kick looking back for Stone. He gets the kind bounce, gets a handball off to Gordon, and it's just taken over the boundary. Stone with a good tackle from Cameron Islet, and he runs straight to the interchange.
And as much as a bit disappointed there, Dylan Gordon, he gets around the young fella in Riley Stone, just gives him a pat on the back. You've got to remember, some of these boys have come up from under 18s, and they just need that leadership and that experience of the older players to get around them and just let them know that they need to keep going. Keep your heads up, fellas.
Sorry, you go, Dom.
Boundary throw in. One down by Berry, only as far as Philo. Long kick inside 50 into space. Melville attacks the footy. Thompson right with him. Wins that contest, does beautifully. Got the handball away here to Lonigan. On the right boot, he kicks it out into space. First person there. Mishandles the footy. Morris it might have been. Handball comes away here to Damarangi, goes to handball to himself, and then he's held on to, so Damarangi to take the free kick, and should be a 50-metre penalty to the Palmerston Magpies. Ball not given back to him on the full. Damarangi, what can he do with this kick? Goes backwards to Chester, who then proceeds to drop the footy. Moose soccers it away from him, mishandles himself. Lonigan did beautifully to come in. Brock picks up, doesn't handball well. Gordon, handballs over his head, goes to Moo, releases by hand, now goes to Philo. From the centre square, dummies twice, looking for an option, finds the perfect option. Drogamullah in space will go back, line up and have his shot at goal from 48 metres out right of centre.
He just makes it look effortless, Brody Philo, doesn't he? To dummy in these conditions, that ball's pretty slippery, and he managed to dummy two opponents and then deliver it straight on Drogamullah's chest. And again, kicking it out to space, making his forward lead into that space to take that mark.
So Drogamullah, ball in hand, quality player. Crosses 50, kicks on goal. He's willing it to come back, but it does not come back far enough through for a behind. Palmerston 2-1-13. Nightcliff after that behind move on to 10-6-66. 9 minutes gone in this third quarter.
So Palmerston come back into play through the captain Lonigan. He went for a jog, put it out in front of Gordon. He wasn't able to take the mark, so ball out over on the right. Still in favour of Palmerston at the moment, but it's going to be Jumanji. No, still on the ground. Great effort there and desperation from Freeman from Palmerston. So great effort there.
They did well to trap
was 1 on 3, wasn't he?
They did well to trap that footy there and get the ball up.
Damarangi wasn't able to pick it up cleanly. It looked like Nightcliff were going to be away with the numbers, but Freeman did well to keep it in. Talking of Freeman, he's got the ball off the tap of Berry. Kicks it forward. Damarangi overran it. Pressure put on him by Cameron Islet. Still in the middle of the park. And it's Cameron Islet that picks it up. He puts it on the
Good
chest
tackle,
of...
ball.
There's a lot of drop marks that probably should have been taken so far. So now... Palmerston just getting a kick away was Gordon. He was run down from behind. He's picked it up against, paddles it forward. Sloppy play in the middle of the park at the moment. No one can really get free. Kidney does for Nightcliff Tigers. He gets a handball back to kick it. Kick it, not able to pick it up cleanly. He puts his head over the ball. Umpire says play on. It's hit the feet of Alwyn Davey Jr.
Geez, they worked hard for that, the Palmerston Magpies, but they put the pressure on the Tigers' defence there, and now we've got a boundary throw, and
no one's able to pick it up cleanly at the moment, Dom.
Roger Morris coming from the ground there for the Tigers. The ball tossed in now. Berry again winning it, and Philo just reading it perfectly. Handballed away to a teammate who couldn't pick it up. He was tackled by Thompson, but Sean Wilson just came through easily and picked it up. Handballs away to Bowles. On the pursuit there is Jonty Patrick. The long kick from Bowles, cut off by Keaton Holt-Tubbs. Brain coming in here. That's a nice kick from Brian. Almost worked, not quite. Moo couldn't take the mark. The defence comes in now, and well done to Craig Hutchison. Pushes it across the boundary, and there'll be a boundary throw in. 25 metres around, right forward pocket favouring the Nightcliff Tigers.
Sandy Brock did all the right things then, but just couldn't take the mark in the end. They got the numbers back there, the Palmerston Magpies. 11 minutes gone in this third quarter, and Nightcliff only kicked 1 goal.
Ruck contest, Berry wins it down. Moo takes it, handballs away to Wilson. The kick and hope. Is it a behind? Gee, it must have only just snuck into being a behind. It lost it in the trees at the back there.
It's gone into
the trees. Gone in the car park.
It's
so
in a branch
behind.
somewhere.
I thought it was going to be out of bounds on the full. Another player who transitioned from Darwin, I think, to Nightcliff is Sean Wilson.
He's called back into play. The ball was short to Holt-Tubbs. Still in the left back pocket under a mountain of pressure. Alwyn Davey Jr. dropped the ball after Moo was closing in on him, and Lonigan for Palmerston has just taken it over the boundary. It's 55 metres away from the Nightcliff goals on the right side of the oval.
Poor skill errors there for the Palmerston Magpies. Just couldn't hit their targets into the chain of hand passes.
Into Irving back in the ruck for Nightcliff. Busting through was Wilson. Lonigan's trying to pick it up for Palmerston. Handball out from Arnold for Nightcliff. And is there going to be a free kick? Hold without the ball. That was probably a fair one. Philip Wills, the captain for Nightcliff, very smart, didn't pick it up. Looked like he was going to, and Alwyn Davey Sr. committed to the tackle. So he's a metre in from the boundary on the commentary wing side. He goes short to Jasper Brain. He goes short again. Drop mark from Wilson, but he's able to pick up the ball after it bounced on the ground. He goes a little chip down into the right forward pocket and taken easily there on the chest for Moo. Nightcliff Tigers.
Always
right
plays his
pocket.
role, Ryan Moo.
Ryan Moo looking for Melville. He had 2-on-1, trying to take it on the second grab. Are they going to play it? They are. Oh, unlucky there from Thompson. Looked like he might have got a hand in there, but Melville has split the pack. There was 2 Palmerston players, one in front of him, one in behind, and Melville has taken it on the second grab.
They say about keeping your eye on the footy. Trent Melville did for 3 cracks of the cherry there. Geez, he hits the pack. He hits it so hard. That's what I like about him as a full forward.
And now he's just going to run around off the mark on the left, and that's hit the post.
That's hit
definitely
the post. Hang on, let's see.
What do the judges say?
Oh, they called it. It's a goal.
We're saying that if you missed it, there was one that we thought had hit the post, but it was given a goal. So Nightcliff definitely hit the post there through Melville. And that's the confidence, though, that Moo putting it in there. There was 2-on-1, and Melville was still attacking it.
He knows that, you know that he's going to, like, hit that ball at 110%. You see here, he just had Aaron Lonergan in front of him, and eyes on the footy always, 1, 2, 3. And that's where the player's sort of, holding on to him as well. He's just big and strong, Trent Melville.
Long kick now into the middle of the ground. Berry was the target. Ball clears everybody in, well and truly into the centre now. Picked up by Gordon. Kicks long, just kicks to space on the burst. Keaton Holt Tubbs, will it bounce nicely for him? Not really. Goes back in and grabs it. Handballs to the advantage of Alwyn Davey Jr. Damarangi put his body over it and was taken high. So he will take the free kick. Just forward of centre wing, Damarangi. Needs to kick long here. Goes to the target of Church. Kicked 3 goals last week, has not had a sniff this week. Marley McGregor on the burst after picking up from defence. Kicks to the advantage of Liam Holt-Fitz, couldn't gather. Hutchison over the footy, has no one in support. Hacks to the side. Goes to the advantage now of Riley Stone. His hands are good. Goes to Kyle Emery. He's
good
tackled.
Chase. Well done.
Lost the footy. Eilert picks up. Emery still on the chase here. Liam Holt-Fitz, what can he do with it? Kicks towards the middle of the ground. That's a wonderful kick. Finds a teammate. And they're on the burst now. Lovely little chip coming back here to Brain. And Zachary Brain will take the mark.
Where
45 from goal. Dead in front.
Pretty much where he got his first goal from in this quarter. Zachary Brain, so be confident, but here they do the team
Kicks
thing.
to the side, goes to Bowles, kicks long on the left foot and is off target. Melville was there, got hands to it, but had already crossed the line for a behind. In fact, it was Kyle Winter-Irving. So another point on the board for the Tigers. They move on to 67. That is, in fact, it's 10-9, 69. Palmerston 2-1, 16 minutes gone in this third quarter.
And the kick out from Lonergan has gone straight over the head of Jonty Patrick. It's gone back inside the forward 50 from Nightcliff's Arnold, who was able to gather it. He kicked short, found Holt's Fitz, and he's going to line up for his third. But that was just a poor kick out from Lonergan. He had Patrick in space.
Yeah, he wouldn't be happy with himself, Aaron Lonergan, the captain of the Palmerston Magpies. Geez, he trains really, really hard. Such a fit bloke, been playing for a long time for the Palmerston Magpies, and yeah, he'd be disappointed with that.
He's standing the mark at the moment, and Holt-Fitz is going to try and kick it over his head, 25 metres out, puts it onto his left, strikes it, and he's hit the post as well. So 2 posters in a row after we have said that they might have missed one in the second quarter.
I thought he had a little bit of a limp there, Liam Holt-Fitz.
Yeah, he doesn't look like his gait's probably 100%, but Nightcliff 70 leading Palmerston 13, 17 minutes gone, third quarter.
Emery had brought the ball back into play to Hutchison. Hutchison now to Wharf. He's really tried hard. Wharf goes backwards now to Emery, the more experienced player, and as soon as I say he's the more experienced player, the kick was poor. Wasn't really the position a handball or two in, Natasha.
He shouldn't have called the handball from the young player there, Kyle Emery.
Roger Morris now with the ball in hand after that free kick, puts it straight onto the chest of Bowles, wheels immediately onto that trusty left foot. Long target was Cameron Eilert. Let it go then for Trent Melville. Now is to do the hard work, does, succeeds, goes to Moo, back to Eilert, snap on goal, and he has put that straight through the middle. The ultimate professional, Cameron Eilert, great play.
It was just his follow-up. He was in the first contest, got the handball out, and then he followed it up with the 1-2. He just is hard to bring to ground, but he's never out of the contest, is he?
He just stays so balanced, doesn't he, and stays on his feet.
And you watch here, just goes in. Sandy Brock did well to hold him up. So just here. So Sandy Brock went in, tickles the feet, keeps his feet, and look, he just breaks the tackle, keeps running. Ryan Moo gives it back to him, and easy as you like, Cameron Eilert. Happy with that. Gigi's been a great player over the years.
And he's got all the tricks as well. He paddled it between his legs to himself. And so Stone went one way and he went the other.
As you get older, you sort of get a bit slower and a little bit unfitter, but he doesn't. I don't know what's in the water that he drinks, but I need some of it.
I think you're drinking from the same cooler aid, so don't you worry about that. Ball up in the middle. Perry wins it again. He's been rucking well, but it again comes out kick from Philo for Palmerston, for Nightcliff to get the clearance. Down and robbed out of the hands. A great pick up there from Chester. Ball has gone. Advantage towards Nightcliff though. Inside the forward 50. Diving mark not taken by Melville. And there is a Palmerston player wrapped up by 2 Nightcliff Tigers.
And who's the one off the bottom of the pack? Cameron Arlott.
And Joseph Thompson then, the one who went charging through. This is a great effort.
So ball up inside the forward 50, 40 metres out directly in front. Berry wins it down. Philo there to pick it up for Nightcliff. He is reading the Palmerston ruckman well. Graham just chips a big up and under. Courageous dive at the ball. And it's going to be play on. And Holt Fitz is going to have a shot on goal. And that is going to miss everything. But great to see, more importantly, Moo has got up.
That could have ended badly, that.
He went for the mark, and Alwyn Davies Sr. was the man underneath him.
So watch here on replay.
He's just gone straight over the top, and luckily he's landed on his side. So Moo is up and about, and Holt Fitz has missed the carry-on.
That was a wonderful kick for Palmerston. Mark taken in the centre by Stone. Now there's been a spoil on the disposal. The ball comes back. Little chip out wide. Alwyn Davey Jr., he has struggled enormously to get into the game here this evening. And it looks like he's now hurt himself.
Yeah, I reckon he might have a corky there on the...
looking to come from the ground to be replaced by Mishai Perry.
Side of the quad. And unfortunately, his twin brother, Jaden Davey, suffered an ACL in the second round up here.
He's grabbing on his left hamstring.
Maybe just some cramp,
yeah,
hopefully.
Let's hope.
Boundary throw in to be redone here on centre wing, Morris Rioli grandstand side.
Geez, his mum won't be happy if his dad's injured. He's injured and his brother's got an ACL.
Berry wins the ruck contest. Coming through is Damarangi. Needed to just pick the footy up and take the tackle.
Look at the
Handball comes out from the Tigers to Philo. Steps one way, then the other, and again. Now goes onto the left boot. What a kick on the left foot. Goes to Riley. Handballed on immediately, looking for Moo. Charging in was Damaso. So too Lonigan. Damaso grabs it back in. Tries to get it out. How will the umpire see this? He says, I will have it.
What about Philo?
Dancing around. I'll tell you what. There's not too many players that can do that, because you can't dance to the side that you can't kick on.
Exactly,
but he can kick on both.
It's like a Mitchell, Sam Mitchell.
Yep, exactly.
You never knew what actually was his dominant side.
Yep.
I'm going with Philo. He's left-footed, but he is brilliant on his right.
Brilliant on both. Emery now with the free kick from that initial contest there, and his long kick to half forward. The mark is taken, and that is taken, I think, Jasper Brain. He has had one heck of a third quarter. Long kick now out to centre wing. Mark dropped out there by McGregor. Picked up for the Palmerston Magpies by Jonty Patrick. Long kick inside 50. No mark taken by Broderick Church. Bunworth came in. Damarangi, that's better. Really quick, picked up beautifully on the boot. Snap, went to Church. His snap on goal. On the three-quarter time siren was out of bounds on the full, so no addition to the scoreboard at three-quarter time. It is the Tigers, 11-11, 77, and the Palmerston Magpies did not score in that quarter. 2-1-13. It is a 64-point lead at three-quarter time.
Wow, that is a tough quarter.
We're here for when the heavens open and the winds howl. We're here for when the water just won't stop. We're here for the wet and we're here for the dry. We're here because we know there's nowhere else you'd rather be.
And there's nowhere else we'd rather be either. TIO Home Insurance. We're for Territorians.
So we can feel forever, yeah, feel together, real together. No one can stop. No one can stop.
Mother Nature can be frighteningly predictable in the Territory this time of year. Heavy rains and damaging winds can cause significant problems and disruption, particularly if you're unprepared, while downed power lines and flash flooding can be lethal. To ensure you're ready, visit powerwater.com.au/safety or text SAFETY to 0428 323 991 for more information. Because staying safe and ready around Mother Nature should be second nature.
CFS Schoolwear is the perfect choice for quality custom-made school uniforms. Ideal clothing for all school-related activities, whether it's 50 or 500 students, we have what you need. Contact the Cricket and Football Shop NT for your free CFS Schoolwear quote today.
Let's see. Roma, Verona?
Perhaps Barcelona.
Make your dream holiday a reality. Book your next getaway at Flight Centre with interest-free holidays and flexible repayment options.
Best in the air.
And everywhere.
Flight Centre.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience.
Dedicated sports zones.
Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice, still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store.
Now open at Casuarina Square.
Boys, we've got a real big problem. It belongs to you, it belongs to me, it belongs to everybody. I'm talking about family violence. It's time we said no more to family violence, isn't it? Yeah. Think about it.
We've all got to say no more to family violence.
No more! Family violence is a community problem and it needs a community response from all of us, and sport is a big part of that. But we can all do our bit by being more respectful to each other. Please make this year the year we say no more to family violence.
You are one of almost 140,000 people living in an area at risk of being affected by a cyclone this wet season. In your cyclone kit, you will need a battery-operated radio and torch with spare batteries, enough food and at least 10 litres of water per person to sustain you and your family for 72 hours or more. Remember, all important documentation such as passports, photos and insurance policies should be kept in a safe and waterproof place. Be prepared this wet season. Brought to you by TIO.
And saying well done.
Yes, so it's a good sight to see. The only thing we can say, the couple of smiles from some Palmerston players, and it is the three players taking the bench because they are down one player for the Palmerston Magpies. I'm Shannon Byrne, Dominic McCormack in commentary with you, and our expert tonight is Natasha Medbury. And Natasha, I'd nearly called the ambulance for him, but is Alwyn Davey Sr. going into the middle of the ground?
Yeah, he's probably just for the body size, I reckon he's going to try and bash and crash. I mean, I think the start of each quarter, Brodie Filo's got the first kick. He's reading the ruck off Jack Berry. Jack Berry's had an outstanding game tonight, dominant in the midfield and in the ruck again. But when you've got Brodie Filo that's reading it off you, I tell you what, he's just unstoppable, that fella. And, you know, as we spoke about, dominant on both left and right foot. That you try and corner him, and next minute he can drill a bullet-like pass on the opposite leg. So it's very hard to match up on.
Well, good news. Alwyn Davey Sr. is going to start in the middle of the park, and his young son out on the wing after he looked like he got a cramp in the hamstring. But we're underway, final quarter. Dominic McCormack.
Marley McGregor got a first touch to it, first kick. Brodie Filo straight up to Liam Holt-Fitz, bursts onto the footy, onto his left boot. Long kick up inside, attacking 50. Ball dropped down there by Dylan Gordon. Got a fist onto it, slapped it out to the advantage of his captain in Lonergan. Lonergan's kick Oh, that was up to a teammate who had it smashed away from him. Great defence from the Nightcliff Tigers. Their defence had really pushed up strongly. The ball thumped away. Boundary throw in to take place now, about 75 metres around from their goal.
Looks like Bunworth is trying to pick up Brodie Philo.
Ruck contest now, Berry against McGregor, and again Berry wins it, goes straight to Alwyn Davey Jr, tried to get it away to Bunworth, couldn't do so, missed him. Philo again, just steps one way, then the other, strides through a tackle, takes a bounce, 65 from goal, delivers it up towards Melville, couldn't take the grab, good pressure again from Thompson, he comes away with it, got it away by hand, Wolf was stripped by Melville, Melville comes in and lays a strong tackle in the left forward pocket, and he'll hold the footy up there for his team.
Yeah, well done, Joey Thompson again. Just on Melville. He's frustrating Melville a little bit.
Ball up, left forward pocket for Palmerston. Berry gets in front of Drogamullah. Comes down now for Palmerston, and it's going to come out of their defensive 50 just. Emery chucks it onto the boot.
Good mark.
Freeman was in front, but it's been not played a mark, so the ball is going to be thrown up. Oh, maybe thought must
have dropped it. He was in a good position. The
had
umpire
actually taken that mark in front of Freeman, but we only see the back of him. The ruck goes straight into the lap of Berry. He tried to kick it, and it's gone out of bounds on the full. And so Jasper Brain kicks an up and under, looking for Winter Irvine. Good fist from Gordon, goes over to the left side of the field, and at the forward 50 mark for Nightcliff is going to be a ball tossed back in.
Geez, Dylan Gordon's played an outstanding 4 quarters in the back line.
Yeah, been very good for the Palmerston Magpies. Lining up now on Kyle Winter Irving. Jack Berry wins the ruck contest again. Ball comes out here to Freeman. Freeman, the little toe poke away. Emery, I think it was, just paddled it to his own advantage, close to the boundary. Now players charging in. Hutchison, in fact, it was, went charging in, and he goes on with it a bit there, close to the boundary. But they'll do it all over again. Half forward here, favouring the Tigers. Just putting that consistent pressure on, continually pushing the ball forward. Berry wins it comprehensively. 25-metre ruck tap out, pushed forward again, and
few tired plays here, I reckon, in this last quarter.
Jasper Brain looking at it over the boundary line as he was followed by Riley Stone.
In the wet conditions, although it hasn't rained during this game, the ball would still be heavy just from the conditions underfoot, and the legs start to get a bit heavy. So there'll be a few tired players out there already.
He's showing no signs of being tired. Berry from Palmerston hits it straight back down to Philo, and a great run through, running along the boundary, and he might have just taken it out, I think.
No, he said that he's run too far.
Run too far. So that was Brain, Zachary Brain, burst through the pack, but we were just talking about tired legs, but it's all night from ruck contest. Berry's dropped it down from Palmerston straight to Philo from Nightcliff.
He's just read it so well. He sharked the ball off the big ruckman.
A great lead for Stone, and it wasn't able to hit the target. Arnold for Palmerston, for Nightcliff, gets a handball out to Riley. Riley puts it over the top, running on it to it was Brown. He puts it up and under. Wilson not able to get there on the flight of the ball. Has time, picks it up, and he's going to get caught.
I think that is
the ball. And Gordon lets him know as well. Palmerston play on quickly, goes down towards full centre half forward. There was Patrick. And that is going to be a free kick for High.
This will get turned over here. This will absolutely get turned over.
Because there was a free kick going against, and is that on
Nathan Brown and Owen Davies Senior?
Yeah, Nathan Brown has just come over, and there's a... Hold on, let's just get this. There's a 50-metre penalty going towards Nightcliff.
On replay here, just that. Where's the high tackle? Geez, that's
just there. But watch Brown. Brown.
That is a fantastic effort.
Hits and he's dragged down by Owen Davey. I thought he actually just jumped on him.
No.
So it was a jumper pull down. So we have a 50-metre mark going up to full forward. Nightcliff Tigers are not going to get an opportunity this time because it comes out defensively from Gordon.
Kane Riley, very calm, quality footballer, just waits underneath that, takes the mark beautifully.
And how was his game in the second half once Joey Thompson went off of him?
Yeah, very interesting, isn't it? Yeah, Thompson's been good. Riley delivered this to Eilert. Eilert goes right across the field. Jaden Kickett just standing out there all by himself. He now delivers the ball further forward. Goes to Bowles. Let's watch this delivery. We'll go for the left boot here. Now called to play on. Under pressure from Broderick Church. And look at that. Spot on. The mark was taken. Drogamala played on. Went with the inside of the right boot snap. And the mark taken here by the Palmerston Magpies. Bit of rough stuff there from Cameron Eilert. But the umpire saying that's not worth a 50-metre penalty. Comes across the goal. Goes to Kyle Emery. Is it a good game? Kyle Emery, quality player for the Palmerston Magpies, delivers this ball to the chest of Sandy Brock, who then puts himself under pressure by dropping the footy, releases by hand. They're gone here. Picked up. Marley McGregor snaps on goal. Don't let a ruckman within 25 metres of goal. Missed. Just managed to scrape it in for a behind. The mullet will not be happy.
And I think it's... Who's that down, Keaton?
This would be Caden Holt-Tubbs.
Yep. And he's come back from a knee ACL, so it doesn't look good.
Just trying to put pressure on that right foot. So he's hobbling at the moment, but Lonigan, the captain for Palmerston, is going to play on directly down the middle of the park, thumping 60-metre kick, and it's Kickett at the back that's taken the mark from Nightcliff. He goes short to Philo, 60 metres from goal. Philo just making sure the man on the mark's not going to creep over, gives him time to look around for a lead, and he tries to find Cameron Eilert. Good tussle on the ground. Cameron Eilert, though, at ground level, wins it out. Ball still down on the ground. Lonigan overran it for Palmerston. Not able to pick it up cleanly. Gordon does in the end, gives it to Berry in the left back pocket. Berry gets it back. The big ruckman just thumps it out, and he thumps it over to the left. And there is only a Nightcliff player waiting under that. And it goes on to the left. An ugly kick. Riley there was the man for Nightcliff that went up for the mark. Wasn't able to pick it up. The snap now around his body, and taking a chest mark that was dropped was Moo. And this is going to go towards Moo because it was high. And he's directly in front, 40 metres out.
Aaron Lonigan giving away, and there's a 50. Yeah, that's probably not good from the captain. But Ryan Moo seems to pick up a lot of high tackles. He is quite a small player, but the free kick was there.
So he's going to hit it from the top of the goal square, easy as you like. Moo gets his first for the game, and it is actually Nightcliff Tigers' first goal of the final quarter, and it has taken 8 minutes for a goal from either team. And Nightcliff 12-12-84 leading Palmerston 2-1-13. And that has been some real sloppy play from both sides.
Yeah, also that's the thing. Sometimes when you're playing a team that is down on confidence, the skill level, sometimes you tend to play to their level at times. And I know that it's hard to maintain a very high level when the game's a bit scrappy in these conditions. But Chris Busk will not be happy with this second half from the Tigers.
Ball back in the middle now. 84 plays 13. Tossed high. Berry goes high against Irving. And look at him scooting through the middle. Brody Philo yet again out on the left boot. Delivered magnificently to Liam Holt-Fitz. As we see Owen Davey Jr. about to limp off the ground again. Holt-Fitz goes inboard. Finds the gentleman in number 33, Sean Wilson. Good to see him back for the Tigers. Moo couldn't take the mark. Palmerston defence working overtime here. The ball kicked out wide to centre wing. Sandy Brock can't handle. Manages to retrieve it and get it back to himself. On the left boot, kicks long. That's a great kick from Sandy Brock. Finds a teammate. Richard Hughes goes inboard. Good play here. Church, his first clear mark for the night. Kicks long and kicks offline. A behind. It's their first score since half-time.
Can we just get a quick update, Tash? From my mind, is there 3 players that aren't fit for now Palmerston Magpies?
Yeah, there's Holt-Tubbs. It looks like he won't be back on. Adam Diamond, of course, it went off in the first quarter, and Owen Davey Jr. doesn't look too flash.
So one man may be fresh on the bench is Perry, but it's now Nightcliff Tigers down on the left wing. Ball under pressure. Handball trying to come out to Geekus, but it was cut off brilliantly from some Palmerston pressure.
Oh, here he
now
is.
it's Holt Fitz who's going to pick it up again, and a hurried kick on goal, and it's just going to go to the right. He's able to have a shot on goal from nothing.
Oh, he's just... He skills at ground level as well. He picks up the ball as cleanly as you know, the best players, but he's just hand to foot is very fast as well.
Lonergan now looking to bring the ball back into play. We have a whistle on play. There's a blood rule, in fact, on play here. And Sean Wilson coming from the ground for the Tigers under the blood rule. They should be able to replace immediately. Should be able to come onto the ground straight away. Drogamullah waiting for him. That'll annoy the central umpire, no doubt. Drogamullah coming back on. He didn't look too good when he came off moments ago either. But
just a cut on the right leg as well, so not just, but that was the blood that was coming out.
So Lonergan now to bring the ball back into play. Tigers have been able to set their defence completely as a result of that break. Philo, the man on the mark. Lonergan goes straight down the ground looking for Berry. Got hands to it, so too Dylan Gordon. Damaso tries to come away. He's caught with the footy. Just too long. Caught with the footy straight away. He's looking for a free kick for in the back, and the umpire says, sorry, this will go to Kane Riley. Riley, man on the marks at centre-half forward. Low bullet. Was a poor one to kick it. Couldn't handle. Philo comes away with it. In fact, it's Eilert. Goes away to Kane Riley. Long bomb from him at goal. Almost a mark to McGregor. Overrunning it was Liam Holt Fitz. Bunworth came away with it. Got away to Emery. Little tumbling punt. Clears everybody except Freeman. He couldn't handle cleanly. Now a free kick paid for a throw. There's a bit of jumper punching. I tell you what, there's more than just a jumper punch went on there from Ryan Price. The umpire might want to have a good look at that as Chester takes the free kick at right half back for the Palmerston Magpies.
Yeah, Price might be wishing that he hadn't done that. I'm sure Gordon came in as well, but there might have been a punch, a jumper, or even a punch that got away. But the play is now with Palmerston. Oh, some heavy tackling here, and that's without the ball. And so a free kick going to Palmerston, and rightly so. It'll go towards Chester.
He's in the thick of things at the moment, Chester.
I tell you what, if Nightcliff are getting riled with this when they're 85-14 up, what are they going to do when they're playing Darwin or Southern Districts?
Well, they've got this is round 11, they go round 12 after Christmas break, and then they've got 4 top teams in a row from 13, 14 and 15. So this is going to be a big test to finish off this game cleanly.
Hands.
So Riley goes into the middle. He found Jasper Brain. And the ball has gone out onto the outer wing. Short kick down finds Drogamullah. Drogamullah, 70 metres from goal. He puts it out in front of Cameron Eilert and gets it on the second grab. 40 metres from goal. He plays on quickly, whirls around, and he finds an unmarked, and goes on a little bit. There's going to be 50, and that is just poor play from Wharf.
And should definitely be a 50.
And that is a short ball over, and it's going to be easily slot through. And that was an easy goal.
I think that is
Philip Wills, the
with
captain.
the haircut, you can't tell him anymore. He's gone back to his youth days.
How did Wharf not give away a 50? He was the man that had infringed, and he had the jumper punch, and he went on with it.
Yeah, the umpire needs to keep control of the game here, and this is where you really stamp your authority as an umpire and don't let those things creep in, because you can see just a bit of niggle that's happening out there at the moment. This was definitely, clearly takes the mark. And yeah, you can't do that. As much
Zachary
as
Brain was pushed,
as much as he initiated it first, he pulled the player to the ground. So it should have been a 50. But in the end, Phil Wills was in the goal square. Every other Magpies player went in to remonstrate as well, and left him by himself.
Any AFL game, that would have been a 50, I reckon, straight away.
Absolutely. Nightcliff 13-13-91, Palmerston 2-2-14. 14 minutes gone in the final term.
It's a bit of symmetry about the score, but Palmerston Magpies would not like the way it looks. Berry wins the ruck contest again. Bunworth went without it. Taking the footy was Morris. Couldn't quite get it to Philo. He comes back in again. Fighting hard for it is Ryan Prince. And a tackle laid. And the umpire says, I will have it. The big fellow in there, Prince. Just couldn't quite get the footy away. Lining up on Emery he is. Berry gets another one away. Prince goes straight in. Tries to get a handball away. Succeeds. Bowles it was who got it away. Palmerston come away with it. That's a good kick out to Ryan Wharf. Chips up a little one here and goes to Emery. Has time and space if he wants to go. He does. Wheels onto the right. Goes long. Alwyn Davey. Body on body with Sean Wilson. Couldn't quite get the ball away cleanly, but Palmerston with an opportunity here. Damarangi, if he can just handle cleanly, he sort of did and sort of didn't. Got a half kick away. And stepping over the line is Bowles, and that is a rush behind. Under pressure.
Yeah, he did that well.
He did it beautifully.
Bowles with the kick out from the centre square, finds Kickett in the left back pocket. Kickett doesn't even look down, and they're just happy to hold it up here now. Nightcliff, he runs off the mark. Oh, and he runs into trouble. That was good defensive pressure from Hughes. Goes back to Bowles. Now picked up by Alwyn Davies Sr., kicked off the ground, and that is not going to make the distance. Oh, it has at least dribbled 15 metres, but it's dribbled to the right of the post, and it's behind.
Nightcliff just gave up and thought that was a sure goal to Magpies there. So that was a comedy of errors there on both parts.
Jaden Kickett now with the long kick out, looking for Kane Riley under pressure from Damarangi. Just moves him out of the way easily. Takes the mark, kicks out wide here, looking for Philo. Picks up in front of Bunworth, kicks long, looking for his partner in crime in Eilert. Unfortunately for the Tigers, the boundary line wins on the outer side, and there'll be a boundary throw in. 70 around from the Tigers' goal. Playing out time here. 17 minutes gone in this last quarter. Nightcliff 13-12-90. Palmerston 2-4-16. Alwyn Davey Jr. comes back onto the ground. Caden Holt-Tubbs waiting for Broderick Church to make his way off from the ruck contest. Emery picked up, got it away by hand. Dylan Gordon just hacks it away into space. There's nobody out here. Wilson running after it, almost gets there. How will the umpire see that? No, doesn't say it's deliberate, as Wharf is just about to collapse with cramp, the young man. The umpire says that will be a boundary throw-in. Again, surely that was the call of deliberate for that kick.
Ball tossed back in. McGregor caught behind Berry, but he tries to get a kick away. Now it's a big up and under from Emery. He hasn't stopped trying all night for Palmerston, and it's going to be fisted over the boundary, and the ball is going to be tossed back directly where it was last time, right in front of the Tigers interchange.
When you think they kicked 9 goals in the first half, Tigers, and they've only kicked 4 goals since.
So ball back up. Berry not able to get a clean fist to it. Ball on the ground. He jumps on the ball. It comes out. Weaving through traffic was Philip Wills, the captain. He puts it forward. Ugly bounce for Drogamolla. And Palmerston. Handball chains through Gordon. Now out on the right wing. Dropped what should have been taken. Wharf not able to pick it up cleanly. He was held without the ball, the umpire said, and that's not going to be 50. Wills kicked it away, but Wharf for Palmerston's going to get a free kick.
That's in the rule. You kick the ball away. It's not your free kick. Yeah, it's 50. So you sneak through here.
Wharf just goes down the commentary wing, and Winter Irvine, strong mark. He goes into the middle of the park, finds Bowles. Bowles goes even further into the middle of the park. Oh, that was a chest mark that should have been taken. Dropped by Morris. He's now after the ball. In pursuit of him is Hughes, and he just gets it away. Finds Jasper Brain. He takes off a run on the outer wing, goes inside the forward 50. At front was Cameron Eilert, and he was being held by Lonergan.
The two Bulls go at it, and he did that well. Cameron Eilert showed all his experience.
So Cameron Eilert is going to have a shot on goal, but just watch for any leads out there, Natasha, because he's very generous at giving the ball off. He's on a 45-degree angle on the right. He'll have to strike it at about 45 metres. Over the paint of 50. Comes in, Lonergan on the mark. And it is off the boot, and it's hit the left post.
Another post. Another post.
That's about 4 now for Nightcliff.
They've kicked quite a few, haven't they?
So the margin now, 91 Nightcliff, Palmerston 16. 20 minutes gone, final term.
Emery looking to go the torp with a wet ball, and he's gotten onto it, if you don't mind. Winter Irving drops the mark. Berry puts the pressure on. Winter Irving did beautifully, slapped it towards Philo, couldn't pick it up. Bunworth over the footy. Lonergan comes in strongly, taken by Winter Irving. That's dropping the footy. Umpire was on the wrong side. Palmerston come away with it. Good mark to Alwyn Davey Jr. What can he do with it? Handball sideways, misses his target in Wharf. Coming through strongly, Ryan Moo. Steps one way, then the other, being held onto by Davey Jr. Handballs, chain, come through. Brad Arnold goes to Wilson. Can't handle. Tackle laid by Brain. And dropping the ball is the call.
Jeez, it's a harsh
That is an extremely harsh call. So Brain, that is Zachary. She's had a good game, Zachary Brain. In fact, both of them have. Zachary and Jasper played terrific matches here this evening. So Zachary Brain, terrific kick, looks for and finds the former captain in Nathan Brown. Takes the mark just outside 50 here. Grandstand side, drills the ball to Melville, drops the footy, comes to Emery, and has hurt himself too, Melville. Long kick. Alwyn Davey Jr. should take the mark and go, and that he does. Takes off here, handballs to Sandy Brock. He needs to release by hand as well. Didn't find the target. Hughes paddles forward. Caden Holt-Tubbs got it to Damarangi. He puts it on the boot, the high up and under. Alwyn Davey Jr.'s there. Can he get a boot to it? Riley runs it over the boundary. In fact, over the goal line for another behind to the Maggies.
Riley plays on quickly, finds Arnold, who has a mountain of space, gets him out of the forward, the defensive 50, straight down the throat of Wilson, holds it up, handball backwards to Philo. He's now just out on the outer wing, and a ball kicked down. A lot of space here for the Nightcliff Tigers. Cameron Islet on the lead, not able to take it, drops into the lap of Lonergan for Palmerston. He finds Emery with a short kick, and they're just outside their defensive 50. Emery just holding it up. He's going to go to Wharf.
Hopefully this is cramp.
Jekus.
Yeah, for the Nightcliff player.
Yep.
So Wharf goes back to Emery, and Emery's now cramping. He has to stretch before he's able to take the kick. He puts it on the boot, just a big thump down, looking for Berry. Great body position from Berry.
What a mark.
That's a highlight for the ruckman. His handball goes straight through the hands of Wharf, the youngster for Palmerston. Cameron Islet picks it up for Nightcliff, dances through a bit of traffic, and the kick down to Winter Irving is picked off by the man who's had an outstanding game for Palmerston. Even on the losing side, Emery has been everywhere. He's in the middle of the wing. Kyle
Emery, I should say, has been terrific. That kick there targeting Caden Holt-Tubbs on the lead, thumped away from him there by Jonathan Perris with the ball close to the boundary. Natasha, Palmerston Magpies sort of going the handball a little bit too much in these wet conditions.
Yeah, I think, and the young fellas as well, just tiring a little bit here now, and just the easy turnovers in the end. And what they need to do is just bomb it in. In these conditions, it's the last quarter. You've really got nothing to lose now, the Palmerston Magpies. Just get the ball in there quickly.
And there it is. Siren sounds. Both teams looking pretty relieved that that game's over. Round 11 done and dusted for this 2019-2020 season. All players now looking forward to the Christmas New Year break. Scoreboard, Nightcliff 13-13. Well, we'll just wait until we see the scoreboard on the TV showing us 13-14, 92. The Palmerston Magpies 2-5, 17. Just while Shannon...
I think that was just a behind that Riley walked over, so
yes.
Not picked up for my mind, but yes, both teams just shaking hands, a lot of tired bodies from both sides. And Mishai Perry didn't take part much in that last quarter as well. Stone came off, looked like injured after a very heavy contact. And unfortunately, the news coming through with Diamond is that looks like he's done a shoulder injury early in the first quarter. He came off. He's not even anywhere to be seen. So you would think that he might have gone off to get scans at the hospital after it was an ugly sight with him walking off, and then it was in a sling. So not good news there for Diamond as well. And Alwyn Davies Sr. didn't finish the game 100% fit. Neither did his son. It looked more like cramping, though, because there was a stage where his hamstring was well tested. So Palmerston, they will be looking forward to this 2-week break just with the Stocks and what happened with a couple of injuries in that game, Natasha.
Yeah, they did well to hold Nightcliff to only 4 goals in the second half. So I thought that they fought really well. And Jack Berry, geez, in the ruck, he tries hard all game. He gets himself around. He never drops his head. You know, and he just is loves the challenge, I think, and it is a big challenge out there for the Palmerston Magpies. Cole Emery had a brilliant game over 4 quarters as well. Started in the back line, then they moved him forward, kicked that goal in the second quarter. Dylan Gordon, I thought that he had also a ripper of a...
We're here for when the heavens open and the winds howl. We're here for when the water just wants